Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages. The greatest show on the internet has begun. Of course, that's objective. My name is Blaine Donlin, joined by Brad Letkeman, and you are watching Tarnation TV's broadcast for Joey St. Amant, hosted by the fantastic crew over at the Talladega Nights Racing League.
This is one of the top tier leagues in NASCAR 2000 racing season, years after its release, right? Still the greatest simulator that's still rolling on.
Basically, tonight we pay tribute to Joey Saint Amant. We're bringing awareness to ALS to help his family generate some funds this evening for the medical expenses that, of course, come with all these doctor's appointments and medical appointments. In the description below are the links to help Elmo's family via Venmo and GoFundMe. So please donate. The way I look at it too is basically if there's at least 100 people watching this thing, get down in the description, click on the Venmo, click on the GoFundMe, $2. If there's 100 people watching this deal, that's $200 they didn't have 3 minutes ago. So that would be amazing. So anyway, man, this race this evening, it is jam-packed full of high caliber talent.
It is. You are correct, sir. There is a full field tonight. We've got 40 drivers, 39. I can't. Yeah, we're a pretty well full field. Anyways, all around the country as well. And I would like to give a shout out to the amazing car designers for painting all these cars tonight. Like, there's some spectacular works of art, really.
100%.
So it's about time we head into the driver introductions. Let's meet the people that will be driving this evening at the virtual Talladega Super Speedway.
Jeremy Jeffries from Louisville, Kentucky, driver of the number 1 Tailgater Sports Bar and Grill for Team XFM.
Jason Scheck, Sycamore, Illinois, number 2 DuPont Chevrolet.
Driving the number 3 Chevy Camaro, out of Seattle, Washington, Dave Cannon.
Brian Schilling, driver of the number 4 Salt Life Camaro from Merlin, New York.
Bobby Farrell, Frederica, Delaware, driving the number 7 Ford Mustang, supporting the Live Like Lou Foundation and ALS Association. This one's for the coach.
Larry Wyndham, Blue Mountain, Mississippi, driving the 09 ALS Chevrolet. Keep rocking in the free world, y'all.
Hello, everyone watching. I'm Chris Elliott, driving the number 9 Blue and White ALS Beau Rivage Casino Chevrolet out of Mooresville, North Carolina. I'd like to give a quick shout out and thank you to everyone involved for making this race possible. Of course, Tarnation TV, all the admins of Talladega Nights, and especially to all the drivers that made it here tonight and the ones that could not. Without you all, this special race could not happen. And of course, a quick shout out to my family and friends, and of course, my wife, Tammy. Let's put on a good show. Thanks, guys.
Chuck McClure, driver number 17 Biloxi Shuckers Camaro from Moundsville, West by God, Virginia.
Jessica Shelton, Florence, South Carolina, Mississippi Deep Sea Fishing Rodeo, number 20, Toyota Camry.
Hi, this is Greg, the Rocket Palmer, driving the number 22, Desporte and Sons Seafood Market and Deli, Chevy Camaro. This is for you, Coach.
And driving the number 23 Chevy Camaro from Plum, Pennsylvania, is Doug Hulick, representing the Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles. Go Eagles! Caw-caw!
Joe DeSpirito driving the number 24 Tito's Vodka Chevy Camaro out of Palm Coast, Florida.
Billy Ellisor from Lexington, South Carolina, driving the number 26 Flintstone Dodge.
Mark Paglia from Gainesville, Georgia, driving the 28 Boston Whaler Ford Mustang.
from Fresno, California, driving the number 31 green and white GoFundMe memorial car, Pratt Auto.
Josh Metallic from Indianapolis, Indiana, driver of the number 39 All Coast Metal Supply Ford Mustang.
Denny Carroll, driving the number 41 New Orleans Saints Awareness for ALS car from Big Stone Gap, Virginia.
Keith Bynum, driving the number 42 Clifford's Crew Chevrolet Camaro from Austell, Georgia, driving tonight in memory of a good friend, Clifford Brown. ALS can be defeated. I believe that the donations that are raised and all the people's awareness of what this disease is, that we can fight it, and through God and our faith and hard work, it can be defeated. Amen.
Brian Lovell from Big Stone Gap, Virginia, driving the number 043 2023 Chevy SS Team Wolfpack Racing.
Bob Factoids Dixon, driving the 43 Richard Petty car from Macon, Georgia.
Tom Dixon, number 45 Chevy Batman car from Byron, Georgia. Good luck, guys.
Dave Jandry from Dixon, Illinois, driving the number 50 Mississippi Gulf Coast Coliseum in Biloxi.
Grant Wesley from Princeton, Indiana, driving the number 51 Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College Chevy Camaro.
Kelly Causey from Agricola, Mississippi, driving the 53 Team Elmo Chevrolet. I usually drive the 00, but tonight I'm driving the 53 in honor of the 53 wonderful years of Joey's life. Miss you and love you, bud. Let's help find a cure for ALS.
Ken Roberts, driver of the 55 Biloxi High School Track Team Chevrolet out of West Bend, Wisconsin. Rest in peace, Coach.
Jeffrey Elliott from Mooresville, North Carolina, driving the Biloxi High School bowling team, number 56 Chevrolet.
Ken Causey, Cleveland, Mississippi, driver of the number 60 Kamikaze Racing Chevrolet, sponsored by Biloxi High School Drivers Education. Honorary crew chief and spotter Terry Bell, number 51 linebacker, Biloxi Indians.
Rodney Sullins, Bentonville, Arkansas. Normally I drive the number 38, but tonight I am honored to drive the Biloxi High School football ALS Chevy Camaro number 66 in honor of Joey's high school football number.
Donnie Garrett from Stevens City, Virginia, driving the Mardi Gras 77 Chevrolet.
Seth Cole, Nelson, New York, driving the number 78 Wilson's Football's Toyota Camry.
Nate Balser, driving the 079 Chevrolet Mississippi Seawolves out of Seattle, Washington.
Tim Nosker from Bettendorf, Iowa, driving the number 83 Goodwrench Budweiser Chevrolet.
Greg Lovell from Big Stone Gap, Virginia, driving the number 088 ALS Awareness Ford Mustang painted by Frank Divins.
Hello race fans, this is Bernie Mobbs from Palm Coast, Florida. I'll be driving the number 90 ALS Hard Rock Casino Chevrolet Camaro. Good luck everybody.
Craig Hegley driving the 096 ALS Doc Patrick Boy Scouts of America Ford Mustang out of Paducah, Kentucky by way of Canaan Valley, West Virginia.
Dan Lovell driving the 388 Hard Rock Cafe ALS Awareness car. My prayers go out to Joey's friends and family. May God bless and comfort each one of you.
Stephen Brandstetter, Randolph, Oklahoma, driving the 510 Mississippi Coaches Association Ford Mustang.
John Godfrey driving the number 711 with Joy's Team Elmo Chevy Camaro out of Cornelius, North Carolina.
Bob Seminara driving the 712 ALS Foundation
searching for the cure for Lou Gehrig's disease. Town Fair Tire, Bernie's Paints, Chevrolet out of Palm Coast, Florida. It's an honor to be in this race. Good luck to everyone.
Robert Breedlove driving a 931 ALS sponsored Chevy Camaro out of Lancaster, South Carolina.
Well, how's that for an all-star team, buddy? I'd like to thank, first of all, Craig Hagley right off the top for all those amazing car renders that you guys were looking at there. He's painstakingly behind the scenes. All the different artists for all those cars were sending him files to render, and he got them all rendered and sent them to me. So my job was super easy. So thanks, Craig. So anyway, last week, I myself, Blaine Donlin, the one and only, I got to speak with Shane Cooper and Jamie, three of Joey's closest friends, just to get some inside information on how cool this dude actually was. And so we're going to play a clip coming up here shortly, a little interview that we did with them. I chopped it down to about 6 minutes. The entire thing was about 10. So if you do stay tuned to this channel, Tarnation TV's YouTube channel, I do plan with the next few weeks probably to get that interview up on the channel in its entirety, because it was some really good stuff. And we thank those guys for taking the time to talk to me about their buddy Joey. So now I'll fire that thing up and we'll listen to Cooper, Shane, and Jamie talk about their best friend Joey. So I need to ask you guys how to properly pronounce Joey's name. His last name is Saint Amant, or is it Saint Amant?
Saint Amant. It's all one word, Saint Amant.
Oh, all right, wicked. Yeah, because I got some French Canadian in me, so I'm over here saying Saint Amant. So
yeah,
thanks.
no, we kind of, it's more like Santa Claus. It's Saint Amant.
Yeah, so I guess the question of the night is, how did he get the nickname of Elmo?
So the story goes that when he was at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College playing football, that was back in the late 80s, St. Elmo's Fire was a big movie, and so instead of Saint Amant, they all just started calling him St. Elmo, and then that just kind of got shortened to Elmo. So that's kind of where the nickname came from. Of course, most people think it was just the little red fuzzy Muppet that is what he's called Elmo for, and we've looked tirelessly to find a red fuzzy Muppet costume to fit him, but they don't make them in size 4X. So he just had to stay in regular St. Elmo's Fire Elmo.
Have you guys known Joey for a really, really long time? Did you guys know him since childhood, or did some of you guys just meet him in college coaching? Like, how did your paths cross?
I was friends with Elmo's. His dad cut my haircut when I guess I was 1 year old. So I've known the family and, Elmo forever, really. We became friends early on, and he played baseball in minor league and whatnot. I played on a different team, but we just kind of knew each other through our parents.
Yeah, most of those guys grew up with Joey. I got to know him. I started at the school district. I'm the CFO at the school district. We worked for his whole career, and I started there in 2004 and got to know Joey from working for us and the coaching side. But his impact on coaches and players and just a true love for the game, and he really was. He was a student of the game. He had some great relationships with coaches. Any of the players that he had that made it college level, NFL level, he kept up with them. And as recently as his trips to Jacksonville to the Mayo Clinic, he had one of his players that played for Jacksonville that made it to the NFL. And he would actually, every time he went, they would hook up, have a little bite to eat, grab a beverage, and just kind of hang out. So coaching was absolutely his love.
Wow, that's amazing. And then keeping in touch with all the players, too. That's pretty awesome.
His football statistical mind, he'd tell you stuff. And now he said it with authority, so we're not real sure what was false or true. But as long as he said it with authority, we normally believe him most of the time.
Oh, was he one of those guys who could pull stats from games that happened 20 years ago?
Yeah, he had a pretty good memory, and his dad, who lives with him, is he's even worse about calling old football players' names and people that he knew and lived with, and reminiscing about old football days back when Biloxi was really good.
Was Biloxi university or high school?
No, it was coached in high school, and he played just at the junior college levels when he played.
So that's as far as he went playing, then he just jumped into the coaching.
That's it, yep. That's as far as he went, and then he came out and got a teaching degree and came back and started teaching and coaching. And just an all-around, genuine kind of life of the party, big guy. He's just a big old guy, big life, big smile, love to laugh. Heck, he was a great wingman too. We had a ball going and messing with folks, and he was just a true player's coach. When he was on that field, kids just drawn to him, and a very good mentor for children too, especially some of our underprivileged youth. He really was a good mentor. He picked up more kids to get them to practice than most coaches probably have in their career.
Well, like actually going to the house and grabbing them because they couldn't make it.
Absolutely, yeah. He used to run a bus back in down toward Division Street during spring training and summer workouts.
Yeah, it sounds like we lost a good guy. I worked with a guy who had it too, and he didn't even last a year. So it's just one of those diseases that, as of right now, they don't really have a cure for it. But
man, we appreciate it. We appreciate y'all for the effort, just being involved, and he really did leave behind a legacy. It's going to be hard to fill his shoes, and especially personally for us and our group of guys and his daughter. It's going to be a long recovery, and a piece of my heart personally is missing because the big guy's no longer here.
We're going to miss Joey. I never knew him, but he sounded like a badass. So yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, if you want to wrap this up, Kelly, let her rip.
Yeah, guys, I appreciate y'all doing the interview, and y'all did a good job of keeping it in to the PG stuff. I'm sure y'all have some stories that y'all can tell, and that's right.
I appreciate y'all, man, taking the time to get this done, brother. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you guys for being there tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one. Bye.
Wow, that was quite the interviews there. He sounded like a really good dude, and I never met him, but you know what? It's always great to hear some good stories like that. So we're gonna make sure this broadcast is a lot of fun. If you would like to donate your dollars, chuck a few bucks at the Venmo or the GoFundMe, you know what? Just to do a little bit, that would be fantastic. I'm really, just like I say. Sound like a super good dude. Blaine had a chance to speak with one of the guys that designed the cars a couple days ago. So we will get to that interview with Rodney Sullins right now. Hit it,
Rodney Sullins is awesome. Yeah, make sure you guys donate. We throw it right up in your face on the screen, the whole race. Venmo, GoFundMe, donation links in the description. So please do that. But yeah. Yes, Rodney Sullins, we got a chance to talk to him. So like you just said, play the video. Gosh darn it.
Right.
Hey, Rodney, where are you? I got to find him on this board. Hey, Rodney. So like you were basically hired to paint a lot of cars for this event. And I know you've got a list probably a mile long of what you've done, but do you have some favorites?
I got several of them that are my favorites that I, personally like the way they come out. The Tailgater's car, the Salt Life car, the Domino's car. Several of those cars really came out nice, but the Mardi Gras car, man, I painted that thing 3 or 4 times, and I had some crazy stuff with that one, but I just toned it down and went with the way it was. But the ones that I guess mean a lot to me and probably those out there is the Biloxi High School cars. I painted 3 of those. I did a Biloxi High track. I believe he coached track, bowling, and football. And I did a track car for Ken Roberts, number 55. It's got a little track on the side and the ghosted runner. Then I did the 56 car for Jeffrey Ellett, is for the Biloxi High bowling. And it's got kind of an alley on the side. He's got the frames down at the bottom. Just bowling pins around the front. And then I did a Biloxi High football, which before I get into that one, I'll say I'm even in my introduction, you hear me talk about I normally drive the 38, and this time I'm driving the 66. So I'm really honored to drive the 66 because that was his jersey number in high school. But that car's got some grass on the side with the football sitting in the grass, and all three of these cars kind of look the same from the front. You got the Biloxi High School logo on the hoods, and they're that bright red. So I think those probably mean more to the race than the others, but because of what they probably meant to Joey during his life.
Yeah, like those, like Kelly was saying, those are basically his job and his passion. Like, how long have you been painting cars for this game? It's been out for 20 years.
When I started racing in this thing back when it came out, was raced for about 3 or 4 years. Well, I think I stopped in 2005, and somewhere around 02, 03, I think when this game came out, I had a friend when I lived in Texas, Ryan Robinson. He, the genius with Photoshop, and he started showing me stuff, and then, well, I wound up moving away, and so I had to get Photoshop myself and just started teaching myself. And then 2005-ish, somewhere along in there, I quit racing, quit painting. Me and Ken and a bunch of the guys just separated, just went our own ways, and we did life, and raised my daughter and stuff. And I got back into it a couple of years ago. Man, I'll come home sometimes from work and just pile on the computer and start painting the car or something. If I see a sponsor or something, if I'm walking through the store, I see a drink on the shelf or whatever, I'll go home and paint a car. So been doing it for 20 years, but there's about a 16-year gap in between.
Right. Yeah, it's the same thing I do. I tend to paint, if I'm looking for sponsors, I tend to pull from movies. So like a lot of fictional stuff. The car that I run, Monster Energy 2019 mod there, I run like a Great White Bites on the hood, which is like a fictional cereal box that was in a movie called Planet Terror, directed by Robert Rodriguez. It was on screen for literally 3 seconds. Josh Brolin puts the box on the table, and that was it. And I'm like, I need to put that on a car because nobody's going to know what that is. Because there's a lot of sponsors around, and I try to dig into these movies and find these things. Like, what's the weirdest one you've ever painted or somebody requested from you?
Requests, man, a lot of times I'll just get sent. Somebody will, like Ken Roberts, every once in a while you'll find a beverage in a store and he's walking around and he said, man, this would make a cool car. And of course I've been painting Ken stuff for these past few years, so he's got a few of them. That's how the Texas Pete car, he just won those championships here over at Talladega Nights the past weekend. And he just sent me a picture. He said, man, that'd be a cool car. So that's how those cars came about. Same thing with Kelly's Jones EQ car. So strange ones, I painted some like you're saying. I've done Callahan Auto Parts from Tommy Boy. I did a car that was Last Man Standing in Benford Tools, which was Tim Allen's, his two Chevy.
Nice.
Yeah, his two shows mixed together. The back of the car, I really got a kick out of. The back of the car on the TV panel is the fence with, I forgot his neighbor's name.
Wilson.
But his neighbor's, Wilson. His neighbor's peeking up over the fence, and that's the back of the car. So he's kind of staring at you when you're following him. So I've done some crazy ones. I've never been one of the guys who just does a simple paint scheme. I like to go crazy with it, add colors and different designs and fades and shadowing, and I just like to play with it and enjoy it. I know there's a few of them people are going to see today, and they're going to see that and go, that's crazy. So that's probably mine, because I get out there sometimes with what I'm doing.
Yeah, thanks to you and all the other painters, man, because this race looks as good as it does. 50% of the reason it looks as good as it does is because of all these hot cars rolling around on that track. So
yeah, I appreciate it.
There's so many super awesome car paints on the track this evening. Could you try finding a bad one there, dude?
You see any ugly cars out there?
There's one, but I'll keep it to myself. No,
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. They're joking. You know how it is. No, I can't. There's not a bad one to find. But sorry, I didn't interrupt.
Yeah, a lot of these cars actually look better than the ones in real life. So, I mean, we've got some really talented, painters here this evening. Obviously, most of these guys are actually driving here tonight, too. Some of them aren't. But Seth Cole, Rodney Sellens, John Godfrey, Frank Divens, Kelly Causey, these guys painted lots of cars that you're going to see. Most of the cars you're going to see on the track today were painted by pretty much that list of people right there. So, stunning work on these cars.
Absolutely. Hey, speaking of Kelly Causey, wasn't he the one that got the ball rolling with this whole race? The event. In fact, you got a chance to interview him, didn't you? Just earlier this week.
No, actually, I haven't because we couldn't sync it up. So he's out there practicing right now. Actually, Kelly is. So basically, he's out there running the 0-0 car, which he usually races, but he's actually saving the 53, which he'll be racing tonight. He's got it on the truck in the garage.
Okay.
So he's out there practicing right now in the 0-0. So let me see if I can get a hold of him on in-car radio.
Hey, Kelly, we got pretty solid practice going on there, bud. You got me?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear there, Blaine.
You should probably come in here. We'll throw a fresh set of tires on there and fill you up with some fuel. We got a reporter down here in the pits that wants to know a little bit about this race, so we'll just do it over the radio because you're kind of busy right now. I got your hands full.
Yeah, I got my hands full a little bit, but I got time to talk to you, man.
What's going to be going on tonight? The track conditions look pretty good, and it should be a pretty good race, eh?
Oh, yeah, it should be a great race. I mean, we got such an outstanding crew out here today that, any of these guys can win, and that's what we wanted to have like that. And I expect they'll put on a great show. It's a big honor to be out here, and I'm going to do my best to try to get to the front. But we got all these cars painted, a lot of things in relation to Joey, and so it's a lot of special paint schemes. And, he was such a great man and touched so many people in his life, whether it was coaching or teaching or just being a friend. And I think some of the guys, especially at the funeral, I've heard him talk about that he was one of those guys that did say no. He's one of those guys that if you needed him to do something, he wanted to know when he needed to be there, or he'd tell you how and all that kind of stuff. So he's just a great friend, and I sure hated to lose him. But this is a big honor for him, and I'm hoping we can maybe do this as an annual event, which I think we can, to help support ALS in the future. But, I really want to thank you guys. Craig, who did our renders, was unbelievable. John, who did the custom work in the game, where if you look out there in the infield, you've got the paint. He did all that kind of things. And all the guys that painted, especially Rodney, who did probably half the field, and he does such an excellent job with his expertise in that. And, Jeff, and Chris, and Ken, and Bob, those guys that are going to be helping us with everything going on. Help those guys. Appreciate those guys and you guys. Blaine, you've done an unbelievable job. The time that you put into it, and it's you've really been a blessing for this thing to really get it where it's at. And I really appreciate you. And I know you've got Brad there. He's a little greenhorn on the announcing, but he's doing a great job. I really think he does a good job, and I appreciate him being here. But anyway, we're going to try to put on a good show, and I hope it'll all, we will get that done, and I hope we'll raise some money to try to help them with the rest of their medical bills and help Lindley going off to college. So if you get a chance, make any kind of donation, it'd be greatly appreciated, and hopefully we can get this thing to go green all the way and put on a good show. But anyway, I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate all y'all that are watching tonight.
All right, man, sounds good. Yeah, this is going to be an awesome race. I'll make sure to run through the pits here and through the garage and advertise those donations. But bring that car back in here. We're going to have to, we'll give that thing a quick wash to make sure she's nice and shiny.
Thank you. We'll see you on the track.
Well then, thank you very much to Mr. Kelly Causey, the man responsible for this entire event, and of course the fantastic facilities here at Talladega Nights for hosting it. Hey Brad, are we about ready to get this thing going?
We We're getting really close. But first, we're going to hand the microphones over to Dan Lavelle for tonight's invocation. It's kind of his tradition. Get him on the microphone doing his thing. So, we'll pass the mic over to Dan. The floor is yours, bud.
Thank you. We come before the Lord this night, and as a group of racers, as friends, as family, and Lord, we just ask for safety. We ask for courtesy and friendship during the race. You are our best friend, our comforter in all times of need. Our prayers go out to Kelly and, the loss of his friend. I know what it's like to lose a friend. And to Joey's family. They need all the comfort and prayers that we can give them right now. So we pour our hearts out and we commemorate this race in his honor. And I didn't know him, but I'm sure if he's a friend of Kelly's, he's a good man. He's a good person. I like Kelly myself very much, and all you guys that race in here. And I just ask, Lord, that you keep us together as friends, as a community, as racers, and help us to always be courteous to one another, friendly to one another. I can only hope that if anything ever happens to me, that I would get the same gratitude that we're giving here tonight. And I just give the glory, all the praise and honor to my good Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And I ask that he be with us all tonight. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. That was very touching. And I think it expresses what a lot of us are feeling tonight. Obviously, it's a sad occasion to be together doing this, but also, you know what, it's good that we can all be together and hopefully do some good from all of this. So, anyways, I've got to get back to what we were talking about, which is
it's all good. I was going to ask Dan one thing actually before we have to let him go. How fast is your car today, man? You going to win this thing and show these people how it's done?
Well, it looked good in those little sprint races on that outside line. A couple of times I got a good run and got right up to the front. So maybe that's a sign of what's to come tonight. In these sprint races, guys are a little more dangerous and a little more carefree. They because it's not that big a deal if you wreck. But, in the race, of course, we're going to be courteous. We're going to watch out for each other. We're going to, try to race hard, but race friendly and courteous around each other. So hopefully if I can get some help and, get on that outside line or maybe even in the middle. It looks like with the way it was running tonight in these sprint races, you can just about run anywhere because I believe we were getting winners on the bottom line as well in a couple of those sprint races. So it looks like it's going to be interesting. Just got to mind your P's and Q's and not get caught up in anything.
Yeah, it's going to be a wild race, man. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the invocation. That was fantastic, man. We'll let you get going and good luck out there today.
Thank you. Thank you guys for what you do.
Thank you.
Oh man, I was hoping to get to ask him if he got that special new graphite lubricant that's highly illegal, but I don't know if we probably shouldn't talk about that on the air. So anyways,
well, we can, but we might save that for lap 5.
That was
start talking about all the nefarious things we did,
right? Shoot,
exactly, exactly.
Hey,
yeah,
I know you are, but I wonder if anybody else is out there is familiar with truck racing for the NASCAR series. We were fortunate enough. Chase Purdy, who races for Kyle Busch Motorsports, he finished 8th today at Atlanta in the Craftsman Truck Series. He's running that number 4 Chevy Silverado, and he was kind enough to take the time out and send us a video. So we should like to give that a play. So when you have a minute, sir, you're behind the control board. You want to make that happen.
Yeah, like a real NASCAR driver sent us this. So here we'll play. We'll say thanks to Chase. We'll play this video for you guys.
Yeah. Drivers, this is Chase Purdy, driver of the number 4 Kyle Busch Motorsports Spin Buggy Silverado. I'm a Mississippi guy, just like Coach St. Amant was. I'm really sorry to hear that he lost his battle with ALS. But tonight, you guys can put on a really great show tonight, and I'm looking forward to it. It should be exciting. Thank you.
So there you go. An actual NASCAR driver with an actual promotional picture the number 4 Chevy Silverado, driven by Chase Purdy, the one and only. Fun fact, that kid was 4 years old when this game was released.
Well, let's not bring age into this, because then I have to start taking my shoes off to count that high. And
do you want to?
I'd rather not.
As I say, jump in the race there, buddy, and retire your car.
Oh, that's right.
56 to the booth. We got. Oh, wait, where's my button? 56 to the booth. We got you loud and clear.
Oh, drats. Oh man, what's going on here?
We are going to do. Oh, we got Joe DeSpirito here. We're going to have to put a hold on Joe just for a second, because we are getting ready to go green here. We got Jeffrey Elliott, the man himself, out there doing his grand marshal thing for the Gentlemen Start Your Engines call. So let's switch camera angles here and let Jeff do what he does best.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talladega Nights. Racing on the fastest track, Talladega Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines!
Thank you, Jeff, for the Grand Marshal duties this evening. Gentlemen, start your engines. Of course, the pole sitter this evening, Joe DeSpirito in the 24. Good day, sir.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Oh, not bad. We're getting ready to do some fun stuff right now. How's that car looking? Qualifying first, sitting at the front, in front of everybody there.
Looking good, feeling fast. Thank Bernie Mobs for the paint scheme. Tito's vodka tonight.
Nice. Yeah, awesome paint scheme, man. Like all these cars look great. So what's any crazy plans today? You got any teammates out there, or are you just looking to lead this whole thing like usual?
I got my buddies with me, but we're gonna run aggressive tonight, man. Get a little loose, you know?
That's it. Yeah. Loose is fast. Fast is loose. That's always the way we got to do it. Well, I guess we're going green here. We'll let you get back into the driver's room, man. So, again, thank you very much for chatting with us live here, and good luck tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Absolutely.
Thanks for putting this on. Appreciate it.
Good
Thank you. There we go, man. Green flag racing. The tickers across the top of your screen will be live in a lap or two. It takes the data a couple minutes to get rolling, so we'll save that stuff.
Absolutely. Racing
Time for a break,
behind
yeah?
the scenes.
Yeah. Green flag in the air. After a great start, of course. So, as you can see, let's get these information screens running. There will be 76 laps on the clock today, which equals approximately. Well, we got an inset of Kelly. Oh, if there's going to be a glitch on the broadcast, I might as well do it right now, right?
If it's happening, the better time would be never than this moment. What's happening?
Yeah.
You know what? We're going to get all the gremlins out.
Yeah. I'm just saying the race is live, but my tickers are not.
Oh, okay.
So that is not going to be fun. I'm going to go reboot my tickets, man, so you can see what's going on right now. What's that race looking like?
Well, so far things are pretty tight. We're clean line, about 5-6 deep in the front. They're going too wide, and everybody's lined up and just racing like a bunch of friends out there. That's what it looks like from here.
Well, this is basically an all-star race. That's the great thing about this race is Kelly meticulously put everybody in this race for a reason, because they are all absolutely amazing at what they do when it comes to NASCAR Racing 2003 season.
Oh, absolutely. It's a great show tonight. Awesome to see this many people out. Amazing to see the amount of money raised so far and the amount of people that have sponsored the cars is just fantastic. And
that's
hopefully we'll see a few bucks rolling in, because I haven't had a chance to do that. So still I'll be throwing some bucks that way in a bit, and see if we can't get it over the total cost for what they were looking for. I think they were almost 75, 8,000 out of the $10,000 mark. So dangerously close. I'm pretty sure we could make that over the top tonight with what we've already got. I mean, I think we're almost 3/4 of the way there at this point. No,
it's pretty. It's there. Like, it's one of those things where the GoFundMe's been going for a little while, but then tonight is a totally different event to just draw more attention to it, and it'll be amazing. Because the amount of money that they've already generated, which is close, I think you said just over 7,000. There was a thing that the guys set up this evening where we put all these cars on Facebook and we allowed people to bid on specific drivers to win.
Gotcha.
So if you bought a car for how many, they closed it at, I think it was 6 Central, they closed the bidding on cars. And it was up over $1,000, dude.
That's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
Within fantastic. Thanks.
Today, they did that today. Like, that hadn't been running like for a week. That they started that like last night or something. Kelly hooked it up. So just within like less than a day, they generated over $1,000 just from people purchasing specific cars on the track that either they thought looked pretty, or if they knew the driver's name, might win the race. Because you can tell, like, some of the guys, like, you know, Greg Level in the 088, right now we're looking at the 24, Joe DeSpirito leading this race. Like, these guys are top level NASCAR Racing 2003 sim drivers. And, you know, yes, it's a video game, but it is a simulator. We have to say that to people. Everything that Papyrus did
Oh yeah, hey, you know what? That's our Tarnation TV dog here. He gets excited when the racing is clean and 3 wide. You'll forgive him, but you know how they get. I'm excited too. I just, you know, I have the wherewithal not to bark, but he's still a pup. So
she is amazing, my little dog. Problem is, we have a bunny rabbit. So the bunny rabbit, if he's locked in the cage for a couple hours, usually he's out all day.
Yep.
And I swear he knows what he's doing. He stamps his foot on the ground. Oh, we got an accident. Chuck McClure is around.
We've got some.
Oh my goodness! You know what they like to call that at Talladega? They call that the big one.
Is it? Well, you know what though? I think for the most part, the wheel stayed on the ground.
Yeah.
And looks like minor damage for the most part. I was following the number 20.
56 to the broadcast.
We got 56 calling us. 56, Jeffrey Elliott, go ahead from the track.
Yes, sir. Would you like me to bring you Keith Bynum?
Yes, sir. Where is he? Yes, sir. That would be amazing. Keith Bynum for an interview. That'd be great.
Excellent.
Oh, did Keith change his number? Where's Keith hiding?
Well, let's take a look here. He's had some pretty spectacular racing this season. One of the top contenders for the finals, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, Keith, I got a great question for you, buddy. What car number are you in this evening?
I'm in the 42.
That's why I can't find you. Because aren't you usually 63?
Sir?
Are you usually car number 63?
Yes, I always am. This is the dedicated. I'm driving a special car tonight.
Right. So what's the reason behind the number change?
I had a real good friend, Clifford Brown, lifelong friend, do anything for you. He owned a big successful business in Mapleton, Georgia, plumbing, outfit, and a garage, body shop. And he got sick with this ALS 5-6 years ago, and he didn't, it got him. And he raced cars for...
He actually raced real-life cars.
He raced cars for a long time. And when we decided to do this, I asked him his daughter to send me pictures of his cars, and we picked out the best one and copied it for this race.
No way. So that car you're driving right now, that number 42, that was actually driven by your buddy?
Yeah, the scheme was the paint scheme. It's got Mapleton shell, and it's got his body shop name and his garage name and all on the side. And I'm proud to do anything I can to help raise money for that family. And for ALS itself, on the hood of this car, it says Clifford's Crew. And that's what his daughters use as their name for raising money for ALS. They do events, used to do events. I guess they still do. But I'm proud to kind of sponsor my buddy Clifford. I miss him. I love him. And he was loved by anybody and everybody that knew him, and do anything for anybody. Has for me since I was a young man. And anyway.
Yeah, sorry for your loss, man. That ALS is brutal. I mean, you can't cure it, but the money definitely helps research and development. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't know how many of his daughters or if his wife are on watching it. If they are, hello to them.
Yeah, I was just going to say, do you have any shout-outs? So is that all you've got?
Yeah, that's all. And just praise our good Lord for letting us get together and have a good time all the time.
Yeah, this is definitely a fun place to be and a fun place to operate. So with that big accident that we had a few laps ago, did you get caught up in that at all?
I went right through the middle of it, tapping my brakes. I burnt my tires, but did not get a scratch on the car. Went in the pits, and I didn't gain a whole lot, but I didn't get wrecked either. I'm thankful. Keep us 42 clean. I'd like it to be there at the end of the race to have a shot at winning, and just do it right for the 42.
And your friend's name was...
For Clifford's Crew. His name was Clifford Brown. Yep.
Clifford Brown.
Real quick, his brother was my boss from the time I was 12 to I was 34. He owned a car lot called Cleveland Brown Used Cars. He had a big giant football sign, just like, and it said Cleveland Brown on it. And people would come in and ask what that meant, and I'd make up stories, tell them that my granddaddy used to be the quarterback and stuff like that. But anyway.
Name the team after him.
Fantastic.
That's all. Yep.
Right on. Thanks, Keith. And
Yes,
driving for Clifford, this is going to be fantastic, man. So thanks for joining us here at the booth, and good luck the rest of the race. We're going to rewind this right now and check out the replay of you driving through that.
Yeah.
Might as well get a peek.
It would be a good replay to watch. If you get in my car and watch me go through it, you'll see.
Perfect. But, we're going to ride on board.
Good luck.
Right on. Thanks, man.
Yeah, this is my favorite thing more than, the crashes are spectacular to see, but when we get some good driving footage from cockpit view or just even the helicopter view of seeing how they're just needling through these guys.
So you want to try cockpit view?
I don't know. You're the director, so I defer to you.
Okay, let's do it. We're in replay mode right now, as per Keith Bynum in the 42. Let's see what it looked like from behind his steering wheel coming up to that wreck.
What are we running the fuel rate at? Is it
wow? The seas parted. He didn't even get touched. That is amazing. He wasn't kidding. Okay, we got to take a different look at that, because how he didn't get a scratch on that car, I have absolutely no idea.
I'm just catching up with your replay right now here, so I'm seeing what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And
so the wreck happens in front of him, about 5 rows in front of him. Oh, he bumped the 931 just a little bit. And somehow the C's part right here. He doesn't get hit from behind. He doesn't get hit from the side. The 41 of Carroll goes sliding right by him, and he drives right through it. You know what? Maybe Clifford was driving that car. Who knows?
I think there's some little additional help, because look at this. Unreal. Like I say, I'm just watching your replay at the same time as everyone else.
There's about a 20-second delay coming from my computer to the internet, but that's wild. There's one more angle of it.
Unreal. Just got away pretty good.
And you just see the smoke and scrap metal flying around, and somehow that 42 comes out the other side. If anybody bid on the 42, it was probably a good call.
Right? That's it. You got some. Hey, what's the fuel ratio? What are they running? Any 3 times, 2 times, or longer race? What's the deal tonight?
Right, so it's a 76 lap race. We had meetings about this last week. We decided to run a 2 times fuel and tire multiplier, which means, like we were saying before, because this is a simulator, it is a NASCAR driving simulator. Everything is in play here. So you do have wind. Wind is actually off, but there is air on the track, if that makes sense. So you'll see these cars drafting each other. One car all by himself will probably travel about 180 miles per hour. But if there's 4 cars nose to tail creating that train, they're going to be doing about 200 miles an hour. So having friends out here, like we said, is a big deal. So what the 2 times multiplier does, in a real life situation, you could probably go around this track, I think it's like 35 times before you'd need to pit for fuel. So by turning on a 2 times multiplier, it just consumes the fuel 2 times quicker than it would in real life. This track isn't very crazy when it comes to tire wear, so that won't really be an issue. So yeah, to answer your question, the fuel window on a 2 times multiplier would be around lap 17 to 20. On a tank, we're going to see these guys come into the pits. So right now it's the beginning of lap 11. They've all got
Looks like we
fresh
going
tires.
Green.
Green is up. Currently focused on Keith there.
Amazing the amount of detail they can put in these simulator games, right? Like you say, you can change the airflow is going to affect how the speed of your car. For example, earlier today, I went into corner 3 and I grabbed some Manitoba bear oil and I painted up the walls a little bit in case anybody wanted to get a little bit frisky in those final corners.
Like
that's
Ross Chastain did at Martinsville last year. Yeah,
that's the name. It escaped me. But
you want to ride the wall? That old Manitoba. What'd you call it? Manitoba moose grease?
Oh no, bear oil.
Oh, bear oil.
Yeah, this not to be confused with Saskatchewan goose grease.
Oh, that's what it was, right? The Saskatchewan goose grease. That's part of the transaxle gear ratio, right? That's illegal substance. You're not allowed to use that.
No, it's illegal in like 42 states, and
wow, and there's only 12 states.
Well, yeah, right. I mean, as far as we know,
countries on Earth. I can't. Let's show. Yeah.
Let's not get into
42 states. I love how there's 42 of them banded. So there's like a few in there that say it's okay. It's totally fine.
There's a few.
You know what, Iowa? We're looking at you, man. You got to ban that stuff.
I think you and I both went through 8th grade socials and history together, and I don't think we were paying attention at all when we were learning about states and provinces, because I know where you live and I know where I live, and then I'm pretty sure I know where Texas is, and beyond that, it's the rest of it. It's a big blur.
Texas, man. Texas is a big one.
But anyways, tonight,
did you bid on any of the cars out here tonight?
I didn't. You know what I missed out on? So I'm going to be throwing my ducats in the GoFundMe pool instead of bidding on the cars. And also, the other reason I didn't bid on the cars is because I know you did, and I figured that at least to be a semi-professional broadcast, at least one of us should be impartial. Because I know you probably. Who'd you put your money on tonight?
Okay, so the wife bought Jessica Shelton in the 20. There she is, driving out white number 20. What's her sponsor?
Girl power.
Jessica, number 20, in the Miss Deep Sea Fishing Rodeo car. Out of Florence, South Carolina.
But look at this.
We'll be rooting for Jessica because the wife bought Jessica's car.
How about you? Who did you purchase?
You know, that's an excellent question. I can't remember. I was throwing slaps of money down on all these guys, and now I can't remember who we were buying. But I know my buddy Marty Hubble. He purchased the Batman car, number 45.
Oh, Tom Dixon. Starting to learn the drivers and their cars, but I'm a little more partial to the Batman car. Always been a huge Batman fan. So,
Batman's amazing. This Batman car is even better because it says Marvel Studios on the back.
That makes it even better. Every time it makes me laugh. That's fantastic.
So I can't find the car that I bid on. What has happened? There it is. Seth Cole. Of course it's Seth Cole.
You sent me a list before, and I...
Yeah. Where's Seth Cole,
left
the
his
number
son was around here.
78? Seth Cole, the number 78 car there. Fellow broadcaster over at Flat Out Racing Network, does the same thing we're doing right now. So make sure to check out FRN on YouTube, the Flat Out Racing Network. Currently driving, of course, the Elmo sponsored Wilson footballs, because, you know, Elmo was a football coach and player. Look at these guys, man. 3 wide, guys and girls, sorry.
Yep.
3 wide, all the live long day. No big deal. 200 miles an hour going into turn number 3 right here.
Yeah, inches off the bumper, tidy as can be.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if Mr. Clean himself had organized a race. This is what we're dealing with.
We don't talk
This
about
is
Mr.
tidy.
Clean, bro. Come on. We don't talk about
No.
Mr. Clean. Jeez.
Well,
you
he's
seen
bald,
his
I'm bald.
biceps? That dude clearly uses supplements to get that big.
That is, yeah. We're talking about media body shaming. I can't ever have a Mr. Clean
Speaking of
physique.
supplements, the 56 car, Jeffrey Elliott. I wasn't supposed to say this, man, but practicing all week, I actually was hired by an out-of-state courier to infiltrate the facilities here for Jeff and deliver him a special box of paraphernalia to put in the gas tank of that car.
Right.
Now, it doesn't really work that good until about halfway through the race.
Oh, okay. That's what
You
it
got to get
kicks
warmed
in.
up. Yeah. I can't say what it is. It's really
No.
Yeah. It's a crazy kind of fuel additive.
Is it just because you can't pronounce it?
No, we imported it from Iceland. And we're not allowed. That's actually illegal. You're not allowed to import anything from Iceland because it's. Oh no!
Squirrely.
Clifford's crew upside down.
Shoot.
Oh no!
Let's see
the
what's
Tarnation
happening.
TV curse, bro.
Oh man.
Oh, Clifford's crew is actually smoking. Oh, we got some ARCA break in there by the 7.
I was following the number 20 because you were talking about there. That's who Shelly had sponsored. So I was following it. It looks like she may have retired at this point because she is off the track, which is unfortunate. We never want to see that.
Yeah.
Oh,
just
man.
Gonna load up a replay here. We're probably
It doesn't
gonna get
take
to talk
much,
to
though,
Craig
right?
Hagley. No, that's wild. It is the Tarnation. We call that the Tarnation TV curse because if we talk to you live on the air, guess what?
Sorry about that. Yeah.
You might get in an accident, unfortunately. I don't know what it is. Sometimes it's just brutal.
If we made video games, you wouldn't want us to put on the cover. Like you wouldn't want to be on the cover of NASCAR. Tarnation TV presents NASCAR 2023.
No, you
because
wouldn't.
then you're going to blow transmissions constantly.
Yeah, just trying to exactly just all day. Just currently
like
trying to
first gear,
locate
gone.
The replay here.
56 to the booth.
56, go ahead.
Brought Mr. Craig Hagley.
Mr. Craig Hagley in the booth. Hey, man, I'd like to say right off the hop, thanks a ton for all the renders you've been working on, buddy.
Amazing.
Hey, not a problem, man. I'm glad I was able to help out and make everything look a little bit better.
Yeah, so the reason we got you in here, too, of course, this is an ALS race, and you knew somebody who unfortunately got the disease.
Yeah, I did. I had a scoutmaster whenever I was a kid that he wound up getting ALS, and we lost him in 2000. He was a really great man. He helped out all kinds of young men, took us all over the country to different events and camping, and in the little town we were from, he wound up producing 12 Eagle Scouts out of the little place that we come from. So
wow.
Oh wow.
It's no small feat.
No, not at all.
What was his name?
It was Thomas Doc Patrick. He was a local dentist. Everybody called him Doc.
But you're running the car, you got his name all over it, eh?
Oh yeah, he was very, very influential in my childhood and growing up, and had me do things that I wouldn't ever done on my own, and go to different events, and made me open up my eyes to more of it. And he actually taught me how to play blackjack too, but I don't know if that's supposed to be right or not.
Nice. No, that's the thing, man. Blackjack, let's do it. I mean, you got to learn how to do stuff like that, right?
That's the best way to turn 20 into 40, right? Come on.
That's right. Well, the biggest thing was he taught us about responsible gambling. So
yeah, exactly.
That's why Atlantic City's on the back deck of my car too, because that was his favorite place to go.
Nice. That's great, man. That's great.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
man.
a shame this disease. It comes on so quick. I worked with a guy, and it basically got him. He got the ALS disease, and it took him away from us within a year. And to watch your friends, fall that quick, it sucks.
I remember when that happened.
Terrible because
I remember
it took him in less than 2 years, but he was by far the most energetic and outgoing person I ever met in my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Scoutmaster too. That's like an awesome job. Just to hang out in the woods and build, tents and tree houses.
Passing on your knowledge and, inspiring other kids to, there's a lot to it, I think, right? Like you really affect a lot of kids' lives in a positive way when you're contributing like that, giving them opportunities, like you're saying, that to do things that you would have never thought of or occurred to be able to have the opportunity to do before. So awesome. Sound like a really good dude.
Yeah, he was a great man.
So you're heading to the pits right now. What's the plan down pit road?
I figured I'd just pit the second time by and get back in the back, stay out of the chaos for a little bit. I made my way through that last trek, didn't have no problems. So I don't know how I got through, but I made it through.
That's it, man. Sometimes you get lucky. We were watching a couple of cars that just, thread that needle. So, yeah, thanks for coming down here and talking with us, man. And hopefully keep that thing clean and have yourself a fantastic race.
Thank you, Blaine, and my thoughts and prayers are with the Saint Amant family.
Yep. Thank you. Send your donations. Links in the description, people.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks for sharing your story with us. That's fantastic.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Greg.
I was going to say before, as I stepped on your toes, as we are one to do when we're not in the same room, big studio across the country, we're coast to coast, was that I recall when I didn't know your friend that had passed, because obviously being 2,000 miles away will do that. But I do recall when you posted the Ice Bucket Challenge video, and that was a big thing going on for the ALS movement at the time.
Yeah.
And as I recall, you didn't flinch on camera, but I'm sure once they turned it off, I believe the tears started flowing. Maybe I'm wrong, but either way, I remember watching you that and you and the friends doing it, and that being the last time I haven't. Fortunately, I haven't had any experience with it or known anyone that has, but I remember that was years ago, right? When that was 6-7 years ago. I remember that, and I remember it stopped and giving me pause and made me think about it, and even just being aware of it, like you say, because if you're not affected by it first or second, third hand, it's kind of, it's one of those things that you know of, but you don't really think of. So even just seeing that and just having the awareness and bringing something towards, like, hey, you know what, throw a few bucks towards it, whether it's for, maybe, hopefully this, we were saying earlier, we were trying to work with the ALS Association, and we may have got into it a little bit late, but hopefully for next year, this could be like a thing that we can keep doing and doing a small part, raising awareness and working with the organization, because they have a lot of good ties too, and probably a lot bigger reach as well. So
yeah, we got on that a little bit late, working with the actual ALS Association within the last week or so. It was too short notice, but they said they were interested in working with us. So hopefully they're watching this thing tonight, man. We're just having a lot of fun out here, and every single car you're looking at is actually driven by an actual person with probably a steering wheel strapped to their desk. But I mean, Seth Cole, he drives with a keyboard. So
right,
that
in itself should be that's a feat in itself.
You mentioned something about being halfway across the country, even though we're in the same studios. So do you want to take a look at the map?
Oh yeah, we have a map, do we? Let's take a look.
Kelly, he basically had his hand in a lot of different angles on the broadcast as well, giving me ideas and supplying me with stuff. So he compiled every driver that committed to the race was basically, that's why they were asked like their closest major city, so they could put them on this map you're looking at now. So all those pins are how widespread this race is right now.
All right.
So
well, I'm just going to wait a few seconds here.
Yep. North Carolina.
Because I'm watching the replay.
Yeah. Well, up in the top left, you've got Dave Cannon in Seattle, Washington, and you in Vancouver, BC. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I'm way over on the right side in Kingston, Ontario, right above New York State. So that I figured the Canadians would be the farthest to the north, but I'm not. Dave Cannon has me beat, and of course, you sit atop your pedestal there in Vancouver, British Columbia.
Yes, bow before me.
Yeah, exactly.
Lower Canadian.
Bow before me on one of the major fault lines in North America.
Now that I teased about that, I have to apologize. It's, of course, Canadian tradition, so I am sorry for joking about me being better than you. That is a farcical attempt at humor.
And just like a Canadian, cool apologizing for everything.
That's an awesome map. It's really cool to see. Like I say, the amount of people that are involved in this, and not even just for tonight's race. I mean, tonight's race, of course, is huge alone. But just in any given night, the amount of people that are working behind the scenes with the broadcast, creating graphics, all the factoids that we get after the end of the night there. Miss Dixon, is it? Who feeds
Bob
us the
Dixon
factoids?
is here tonight,
Bob
and
Dixon.
he will have special stats at the end of the race that we can't see. He has access to different stuff.
It takes a whole bunch of people to make this happen, and so while I'm fortunate enough just to get up here and just gabble with you on race night, and I probably should start pulling my weight a little more because I know you're starting to. I know who's carrying the heavy end of the fridge. Let me say that.
It's all good, buddy. It's a lot of fun to have you here. There's the front row of Joe DeSpirito and Grant Wesley getting this thing going back under green again, followed by. Who's that? Brian Schilling in the number 4 car. Greg Level in the 88. Tim Nofsker in the 83. A lot of these drivers, like I said before, were handpicked by Kelly. So this is basically an all-star race. A few little
and you can tell by the
mishaps to get it
too.
going, but yeah.
You know what though? Some mishaps are going to happen when this goes in this tight. It's not even a matter of error. It's just a matter of luck. I think that if you hopefully you catch when that guy just starts to. Shift or put on the brakes just a little bit, that you're going to not be, bumping them anything other than perfectly straight.
And it's numbers too, right? Like there's so many cars doing so many different things that it's just bound to happen. Unfortunately, we do have some cars that have retired from the race. So for those of you who did buy cars out of the race are the following. The 079 of Nate Balser has retired. The 42 of Keith Bynum has retired. Jessica Shelton in the 20, she is out. The 50 of Dave Jandry is also out. Denny Carroll in the 41. The 28 of Mark Taglia and the 712 of Bob Simonera had an engine failure. So those cars were forced to retire, unfortunately. And Bob was one of the big cars being bid on. He is a top-level driver in this sim, so a lot of people were bidding on him to win the race, because if your car does win the race, there is a package of swag, a crate of things, whatever you want to call it, that you can win, consisting of a Starbucks gift card, an Arby's gift card, and other paraphernalia. Do you know where they got the name Arby's from?
I know. It's like a trivia question.
Yeah.
I could make up an answer, but I'm pretty sure I don't know.
Okay, so I'll see if I can get you there.
Oh, so
Greg Palmer has just retired with a wheel problem. That just popped up on my screen as well. The number 22 of Greg Palmer is now also out of the race. We had to see if I can get you the Arby's name. What do they sell at Arby's?
Well, they sell sandwiches. Like,
what's in the sandwiches?
Meat and cheese. Usually
roast beef.
Roast beef.
R-B. Roast beef.
There it is.
They sell roast beef sandwiches. It's called RBs, but then they spell it ARBY. Apostrophe S. Take it and go. You're welcome.
Oh, how about that? There's your fun fact for the night.
You know what? If you don't know, now you know.
Like what's in the sandwich? Meat. No. Specifically,
calm
what kind of
down.
Meat?
What kind of meat? Exactly.
Like, hold on. We gotta delve in deeper. This is some CSI, like enhance.
Yes.
Like I'm clicking away at a keyboard.
Weren't you paying attention?
No. But what kind of meat? You know what? Interesting. Now I won't ever be able to unknow that, and that's fantastic. That's going to go into the factoids of my brain. Not Bob Dixon factoids, but stuff that you didn't know and now you do. Hey, I might get you to filibuster for a minute because my drink is getting empty. But speaking of drinks, this is my little segue here. Yep. We are live tonight, from what I've been told, in Tailgater's Sports Bar and Grill. How about that? This is our first live appearance. So we've been live in living rooms, but never in like establishments before. So please make sure to tip your servers and drink lots. But
yeah, you see Cindy over there behind the bar, guys? She's been working all day, okay? Chuck her a couple extra bucks. And while you're at it, chuck a couple extra bucks at the Joey Elmo St. Amant Foundation. GoFundMe, Venmo link in the video description.
So you went with Cindy. You assumed their gender, but I'm thinking it's Jeff, and he's missing an eye and about 3 teeth. But he's got some stories to tell, and he's an interesting character.
Oh, well,
I'm just kidding.
Those guys are amazing. I love those guys.
Based on nothing at all.
Exactly.
We have fun here. We'd like to shoot the nonsense. And
basically, what you're saying is we all know a Jeff, and he's always a fantastic guy to talk to.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. No, the Jeff that I know in the 56, he's a really good guy.
Yeah, he's amazing. Currently focused on the 3.
Because I know that he watches these replays, and I know that he's going to hear that. So I just want to, earn myself a little bit of, kiss some butt when I get a chance. When the boss is listening, you always got to speak nicely.
Yep, you do. He's here, and he does exist. The number 3 car, or actually the number 003 car, which we were just focused on there, of Dave Cannon. This guy is the owner of RollingThunderGaming.com, which has been a league in this series of games probably for over 20 years. Papyrus started making simulators back in the late 80s. NASCAR 2003 season came out what year? 2003. There's some trivia. 20-year-old this game.
Was this the first in the series, though? I never played this before, so...
No. There's NASCAR 2002 season, there's NASCAR 4, NASCAR Racing, there's all kinds of games that Papyrus has made. That's why this was their last one, unfortunately, when they got shut down and they abandoned this game. So it is free if you want to play it. They consider it abandonware, so it's not illegal to download and play this game currently. The team that made this game moved on to create iRacing, which is going strong today, and is phenomenal as well.
Honestly, with the amount of mods and the love and care that's been put into this game by the fan community, this is the first game that I installed, which I never even played a NASCAR game before, but this is the first game I installed on my brand new computer, and it looks and it drives like 120 frames a second and crystal clear. Like, it might as well have been recently released with all the 4K updates. I don't know, maybe it's not 4K, but
it's crazy.
The smoke effects, the audio effects, it's been modded from here and back, and it's fantastic. And you'd be hard pressed to tell that it's a 5-year-old game, let alone a 20-year-old game, I think.
Yeah, you're right. Do you want to see what it looks like driving one of these things?
Yeah,
let's do it here. We're focused on. Well, no, we're focused on Kelly, and we're going to take a look at what this looks like going into turn number 1 here. Kelly Causey live in-car camera footage. Like I said, it's we're just dudes and girls and guys sitting at a desk. Some of us strap a wheel to the desk, and we drive fake NASCARs around the track in one of the greatest simulators ever made.
Some people with the keyboard. Oh, so we are actually watching him live. I see what you're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little out of the loop. I was unaware that we had this level of technology. So
this technology is fantastic technology, and that car looks awesome.
Next time you let me know beforehand we're going to do this, you could say, hey, tap me on the shoulder, like, hey, Brad, we are going to the future. And this is what we're going to see.
Yeah. So thanks for Kelly for hooking us up with a in-car feed. Like I said, being a simulator, this game... I mean, there was a race that happened a month ago. Well, on the 20th birthday of this game coming out, there's a couple leagues that ran Daytona in its entirety. Like 1X, real fuel burn, full 100% 200-mile race, about a 3 or 4 hour event. My office chair is not good enough to sit and steer that thing for that long. That is a long time, but it is a lot of fun. Don't wear a good shirt because you will sweat through it.
Yeah, we'll say, right? That's
Oh, man.
that's a long time to keep your nerves steady while you're, racing in the mirror, racing behind you, and trying to not slide up the track when your tires start getting a little bit hot, right?
Well, and it's a lot of concentration, especially on a super speedway like Talladega or Daytona. It's a high-speed track, pedal to the metal, restrictor plate racing. And as you can see from this camera angle here, they're bumper to bumper pushing each other. So imagine this for 3 straight hours, and then having to do math on your fuel and your tires and all that other stuff. But they pulled it off. A couple of leagues did it, and it was crazy.
Look at that. They're about 11, almost a dozen deep, and they're just single line, tidy as all get out.
Yep. There's the 77, the purple sheet of Donnie Garrett.
Right.
So it's an all-star team. Everybody I focus on here tonight is just a top-level driver, and you could tell.
53 in 6th place, rocking that Team Elmo. Definitely on the side. Good to see him representing. You know what, right? Just it's always fun to be here and broadcast this with you, but it's really it's a treat to be able to do it when, especially for something as important as this, and something, coming together and bonding over something like this. Not even bonding, but just getting together over a loss like this. I don't know. The words escape me sometimes, but it feels good to be a part of it. And sometimes if you're going through a bad time, it's good to have a bunch of your buddies and fellow racers with you, because what a great community it is for everyone to step up as they have, and everybody who's donated and everybody who's or just even those sharing their stories tonight too. Like we're talking before with Keith Bynum, Craig Hagley, about the stories that they've been affected by, and like I say, obviously everyone's had their trials and tribulations, and maybe it's not ALS, and like I say, I don't know anybody personally that has had it. Mind you, I'm kind of a hermit, so I don't know a lot of people.
That's the goal in life.
I know you and about 4 other people, and that's it. Except for everybody that I've met now since racing, but still, it's a stark reminder. You know what? It kind of gives you a bad day sometimes, and you go, "Hey, it always could be worse." So sometimes it helps put things in perspective too.
Yeah. Currently focused on the 01. Why? Because it's the Tailgater's sports bar and grill car. You know what? Let's take a look at the hood of that thing. Let's just
get right in there.
So Tailgater's sports bar and grill has their own car.
Now, whereabouts are they located? Are they? Do you know?
I would say I don't know, so I'm just going to say Neptune. Completely different planet at the edge of the solar system Milky Way galaxy.
Right in the corner of 16th and 4th.
Yes, exactly. A little bit. Oh, the Tailgater's car pushing the 510 there of Stephen Brandsetter. A little bit squirrely.
Okay.
These guys are set up to push, mostly in the straightaways. You're not a big fan. Well, some guys can take a hit in the corners. Probably not recommended, especially not this early in the race. So the fuel window, I was just going to mention the fuel window. That entire line just moved down to the yellow there. You see how they shifted a lane?
Yep.
The fuel window, according to my mathematics, will open another at about lap number 38. So any time now we will see these cars coming into the pits. Did you want to explain how we totally ripped off Fox Sports with the Crank It Up? They do a segment called Crank It Up. Do you want to explain to the viewers that may not have seen this before how that works?
Oh, you mean how Fox stole our idea for make that noise loud? Right? Yes. Yeah, that's what it was originally called. And then Fox heard it was called Crank It Up, and then so they took it out. One thing to say, if I'm reading this right on the Google machine, it looks like Tailgater's Bar and Grill is in Washington, which is not that far from where I am in BC. Let's see.
Washington State.
Yeah, it looks like 4 hours and 18 minutes. So I might have been able to. I might have to make a journey down there one day. That's a 4 hour and 20-minute drive that I could get behind.
Do you have your passport?
No, but I have.
We could have done it live at Tailgaters
next year. How about next year?
That's crazy.
Well, let's see. Maybe they don't want us back. We'll see how this goes.
Let's wait and see what the fall off.
We'll
fall out.
Yeah.
Do you want to do a Crank It Up?
Oh, I think we absolutely should. And not because I need to take a break and stand up and stretch my legs, but we should definitely do a crank it up for the sake of the race.
So I'll explain what happens. Brad and I will stop talking for a couple laps. I'll boost the audio. So if you have an awesome sound system in your house, take that volume knob and crank it, because the sound pack that I'm using in this game is actually pulled from actual race cars. So it'll sound glorious. Crank it up, ladies and gents. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed Crank It Up. I won't speak too loud right off the hop, just in case your sound system is still cranked. In the chat, we were talking about Tailgater's Bar and Grill.
Mm-hmm.
Judy and Cook, I hope I pronounced that properly. Tailgaters is a local bar and restaurant in Biloxi that Joey loved. He and his friends would meet there a few nights a week. It sounds like they kept that place in business a few nights a week.
Sounds like a pretty hopping joint.
Gosh.
I would not mind checking that out. Biloxi.
You want to go?
Well, let me just pull up the map and see, because I was looking at it before. The first one that came up, I guess, because I'm in BC, Vancouver.
Right, there's probably a lot of bars. It's home by distance, yeah.
The closest one to me. But let's use the app and see where. So instead of 4 hours and 18 minutes away, we'll start from my home and we'll hit directions, finding the best route. This is exciting. I'm just waiting to find out the best route.
How long is it going to take to get to Tailgaters in Biloxi?
Okay, so from my original guess of 4 hours and 18 minutes, which is the one Tailgaters in Washington State, this one's actually 1 day and 18 hours.
Oof.
And it is, firmly down southeastern United States, Mississippi.
You're actually, because I was going to say Joey's from Mississippi, so that makes sense.
Southeastern Mississippi, like right by the water. So
MISSI, SSI, PPI.
4 hours, 1 day, 18 hours. You know what? What's that kind of a driver?
We can get it done.
We'll meet you there halfway.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll go for a burn.
Yeah, you can do that in a day. You can take a plane down, do it in a day.
I'm just now listening to what you were saying before. Were you spelling Mississippi? Like, were you showing off?
Yeah, I was kind of showing off. It's a fun word to spell. So is Mississauga, because that's 2 hours away from me. Mississauga, MISSISSAUGA. That's all.
I was going to ask though, but did you learn Mississippi? How did you learn to spell that? It was from Animaniacs or something like that? Was a cartoon that would have taught you how to play?
Yeah, or Freakazoid, or might have been Bugs Bunny and Tweety show.
Maybe old school cartoons.
Mm-hmm. Currently focused on the Brad Otto and the Green 31 Wolfpack Racing GoFundMe car with Joey's face on the hood. And there goes the number 7 there of Bobby Farrell tucking in behind that pack. This pack here is currently being scored 20th, 19th, 18th, and 17th. This pack will be being led by Seth Cole in the 78. Billy Ellisor in the Flintstones 26. Chris Elliott of the Bull Rivage Casino, number 9. Like I said, Brad Otto in the GoFundMe green car. And behind him, the pace car. Wrong. Bobby Farrell. I love it when it snaps onto the pace car. Always great. He's driving an ALS Lou Gehrig's disease car there tonight. He seems to be traveling a little bit off pace. He is in the draft. He has caught the tail end of the draft of those 4 cars in front of him. But it's possible he's under power.
Just reading the chat here, we had Keith Bynum in the chat saying, sorry for wrecking the 42 out of the race. And I'm pretty sure that, much like in every race, we know that stuff is bound to happen and people are traveling inches apart, if at all, if no distance whatsoever. So I think everyone should be knowing that it's not no intention there, but obviously you feel bad for wrecking anything, no matter what the condition, right? But
well, like you said too, with such tight conditions out there, it's tough. Like even right now, these guys here, the 45, the 60 of Ken Causey, Grant Wesley, and the 51, and Rodney Sullins is pulling those guys. A little pack of 4, they're up to speed. They're doing 196 miles an hour, so they've got the drafting help. That little pack can still keep pace with the main pack. It's kind of nice maybe to be out of the loop from the main pack up front. Currently being led by the 83 of Tim Nofsker. When the field gets broken up a little bit like this, it's a little bit harder to keep track of all the cars, but I know from a driver's standpoint that it's a lot easier to just concentrate, zone in, get on your line, follow the guys in front of you. We're about halfway through the race right now, so there's no real reason to start racing each other too hard. They're still going to have to pit a couple more times.
Right now, I'm following the 53 of Kelly Causey, and he's being pushed he got about 6 behind him, and they've got a nice tight line, and no one is making a move for the last 2 laps. I've been on them for a little bit here, and so it looks like they're obviously, all racing for fun and all-star racing as an aside. It looks like he's got a good crew behind him that's no one's making any moves on him. It looks like they're trying to push him to
the fun
to the pack.
Right now, it's fun. You wait until there's 15 laps to go in this race. Nobody's friends. They're all going to try to win. It'll get a little bit randy near the end here. Let's go through that pack you mentioned there being
some camaraderie.
Yeah, I'm going to go through that pack you mentioned there, led by Kelly Causey. We got Kelly Causey leading the pack of 56 of Jeffrey Elliott. But watch how close these guys are. They are touching each other, pushing each other down that straightaway. Craig Hagley in the 096. Josh Metallic in the 39. Josh Metallic is an administrator and a top-tier guy over at RollingThunderGaming.com as well. So Josh Metallic and Dave Cannon.
We got some big names in the house this evening.
That's the upper echelon of Rolling Thunder Gaming coming over here to support the ALS cause here at Talladega Nights.
That's fantastic. That's
Stephen Brandstetter behind him. Chuck McClure in the 17. Another really good racer. I love that car designed by Rodney Sullins. And John Godfrey. Godfrey? No. John Godfrey in the 711. Currently being scored in 14th position. So that whole pack. Oh, here's another pack of 5 or 6 cars. We got Dan Lovell at the back, following Jeremy Jeffries. It's a 24 of Joe DeSpirito. 088 of Greg Lovell in the middle of that. Number 4 of Brian Schilling, Donnie Garrett in the purple car, and Tim Nosker leading this pack around. That is the first place pack of a cool 7 cars going for a Sunday drive. So that last pit cycle happened around lap 40. There was a few different strategies because the field has been broken up right now. We could go to spectator mode and see a wider angle of the track. So you can see in the middle, that's the lead pack. There's another pack behind them.
Mm-hmm.
A little pack down the bottom just going underneath the camera right now. We had one car in that pack in the back. Were you watching that pack in the back? They just got spread up.
You know what? I wasn't at the moment here. I had just dipped onto, finally got him to click on one of the links, and I was just going to throw a few bucks at the GoFundMe.
Cool. I'm going to back this up because one of those cars got way out of shape and saved it.
Hit that replay. I was like a true professional. I was staring at my phone at the moment all the interesting things were happening.
Right. So here's a replay of the pack being led by Kelly Causey is in 8th position. Coming out of the turn, got sideways. An aggressive push by Jeff. Gets it back on the track, no problems. Hopefully he's able to latch on to the draft. We'll go back to live.
Yep.
Kelly Causey, it looks like this pack. Jeffrey is actually backed off to catch Kelly in the draft. So what I'm talking about is if you're running by yourself out here, you're only going to be running about 180 mile an hour all by yourself, where a pack of cars would run up around 200.
201, right?
Yeah, sometimes 202, 202 and a half. 203 is very, very rare. Jeffrey, it looked like Jeff got Kelly loose in that corner back there.
Oh, shoot him.
It looks, but now Jeffrey backed out of that pack to help Kelly get back up to speed again. That's teamwork right there.
That is teamwork. Yeah, what else can you say about that? That is like, you know what? Feel good racing all around, and camaraderie, community. It's a good group of people to be involved with, guys and gals.
Mm-hmm.
Dudes, if you will. I think dude could be a collective enough word to include the ladies and the guys.
Yeah. It's all one big happy family.
Dudes, dudettes.
Looking at the speeds of these two cars right now doing 191, so they are going to be off pace with only two of them. But they definitely won't be off pace as much working together like this.
Oh, we're back to live in-car view here, are we?
Yep. I will flip back up to the front pack. We'll lock on to Joe DeSpirito there in the middle of that pack. Get a good look at the whole pack. Driving the Tito's vodka-sponsored car.
So I see...
What's your favorite drink of Joey?
There. Oh, yes. Is that what it is? The Tito's vodka.
Every car, 90% of this broadcast, 90% of these cars you see on these broadcasts were painted specifically for things that Joey, like football related, coaching related, Biloxi related, Mississippi related, tailgaters. You know, he liked Tito's vodka, stuff like that. All of his interests and hobbies.
Okay, so everyone's that's fantastic too. So this is not only everyone's gone out. Hey, let's make
once
a
these
custom
races
car.
over, these cars will be retired pretty much.
Anything
Anything way up in the chat there that we may have missed, because there's a lot of activity on the YouTube channel. We'd like to thank everybody in the YouTube channel for watching Tarnation TV here this evening. If you know how to use YouTube and you like what you see, we have a lot of fun here every week. You can subscribe to the channel.
We got some chatter in there before. Just to give you an example of how much that I'm actually starting to get into racing, I watched the Slingshot before. He said, check out those Chevy louvers. I'm aware of what he's talking about, because in this week in NASCAR news, they were talking about there were some major fines for some NASCAR drivers, and I didn't catch who it was because I'm not a huge fan yet enough to know. But there were some fines distributed this week or last week because of modified louvers that were like not to spec. Somehow, either the shape or the material, there was something amiss, and they were talking about some big fines. I guess Google recognized that I was searching for general NASCAR things here and there, and it decided to inform me more on it. And you know what? The more you know, right?
Well, I mean, if you, like they say though, if you're not cheating, you're not trying hard enough.
Right. Well, that's it. The other chat we got here, Janine Cook says, in such a fun way to raise awareness for ALS and funds for Joe's family. She's rooting for car number 4, which I have to take a look to see who is in 4
car
tonight.
number
That's Brian
4?
Schilling.
4 is Brian Schilling.
And
take a look at the 4 right now, currently being scored in 7th.
We have a fan club here for saying for number 26, it's the pedal on the right, Billy. The right pedal, come on. I love it.
Yeah.
Right? A little bit of chirping here.
Yeah, Billy, come on, buddy. What are you doing? Use the pedal on the right.
He's Jack Ewing just jumped in the pool. He's so excited. His car is the number 1, so that's pretty cool too. We had a little bit of chatter about the carnage, and then they're saying, the number 79 was out due to too much damage.
That's Angela Balser, Nate's wife. Current recipient of a clean bill of health. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. She was battling some stuff, and she's clean.
You know what? In a world full of bad news daily, I'm a sucker. I would love any kind of good news. You tell me your happy story, tell me something that made your day better. I need that because there's too much bad news out there, and I would like to hear some.
Yeah, and her situation was pretty serious, so she kicked it. So that's awesome.
That is fantastic to hear. And then beyond that, I think we were pretty well caught up. We got Judy and Cook. She was telling us about tailgaters, which is good because we have that. And then Keith Bynum was saying
it's
about.
Kind of a. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. I was just wrapping up the last of the chat there. So we are all caught up with the current chat, making sure that we like to. You know what? It's a great community too. Not just the racers, but the people that are watching at home, YouTube, Twitch. I mean, we haven't been on Twitch yet, but it's awesome to reach out and get some feedback from the community. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know what you think, or you know what? If you want me to shut up? You can just put that in the chat because you talk too much. Listen to this guy rambling.
We've got pit stops coming up. I had a feeling. So John Godfrey, Chuck McClure, Josh Metallic. And who's that in the back? The 510 of Stephen Branstad are all headed down pit road currently. Here at lap 58. No, sorry, 58. The start of lap 59.
A little over 2/3 of the way through the race at this point.
The 931 of Branstad are around, just coming into the pits. This is under green flag conditions. It's not good for the 931. Oh, and the 7 got sideways too in front of Doug Hillick. In the 23, the 7's pit stop is going to be prolonged. The reason you can't see some of the pit boxes behind that blue wall is because I had to reset my ticker, which means I had to quit the game. So that's the only thing that happens when I have to quit the game and reboot the tickers is for some reason the pit boxes won't come back, which, it doesn't look as pretty without them, but they are there. But they are invisible.
Well, this is a Fox level professional broadcast, and we do have millions of dollars at our disposal. So these mistakes will happen. But it's mostly because we've trained orangutans to control most of the switchboards. And, they're cheaper, but they're not always reliable.
You know what? If you got 5 fingers, we'll hire you.
Right. Exactly. You look like human. You probably do it.
Yeah. You got 5 fingers. You're hired. You can ride a motorcycle and hold a lunchbox. You're hired.
You can wear a tuxedo and just make us laugh, like in the old Clint Eastwood movies.
Like the old Tarzan show?
Yep. Used to be a lot more chimpanzees in TV. I'm guessing it's probably for a good reason they're not. But I remember when we grew up, there was always what was it? What was that? There was like a convoy, like a trucker movie from there. Oh, it escapes me now.
Oh man, I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's not Smokey and the Bandit, but it's.
You are like 3 months older than me, so that's way before my time.
It is, right? Yeah, no, there's the age gap. No, maybe it's just the shows we grew up watching, but no, it wasn't.
I don't watch.
It's like Smokey and the Bandit, but there was a monkey in the
Keep
truck.
Keep an eye on
and I'm
that
pretty
chat,
sure
man. I'll bet you somebody knows it.
I know. I'm waiting for somebody out there to really tell us, but it was like.
It's like Tito and the Kid, or to have a name like that.
Right.
It's like Jeff, it's and
like
something.
Jeff and the monkey, but it wasn't, right? It was like,
Jeff and the monkey.
I don't know why I have Jeff on the brain today. I'm not calling out Jeff for any particular reason, but
you mean Jeff, league owner of Talladega Nights?
No,
currently scored in 11th place.
You don't know this guy. You don't know this guy.
You know why Jeff's in 11th? He'd be in first right now. You know why he's in 11th?
Yeah.
Because I ran out of muffins and he had to go get me more muffins.
Oh, he's such a good guy.
He's great. Another retiree in the race, unfortunately, about 20 laps ago, David Cannon in the 003 car that we were looking at, that Domino's hot rod, was forced to retire as well. So unfortunate for Mr. Cannon. Lee going over there at rollingthundergaming.com. Just in case you like using the internet machine, type in some letters.
I figured out what the show was. It was BJ and the Bear. And so did Pumpkin ATV. That was, Jeff Bynum. Or Keith Bynum, sorry. Oh, man, Jeff. What am I saying Jeff for all night? My apologies to everybody named Jeff. Keith Bynum. He answered the correct, and so did Ray Hewlett. BJ and the Bear. That was what I was looking for. I couldn't place it. It was a...
I have never heard of that before.
No? It's a dude and his monkey, and they get into all kinds of shenanigans. I was little when I watched it.
That's quite the synopsis. If I go on IMDb and I go, what is BJ and the Bear? And then they look it up and it's synopsis. A dude and his monkey get up to all sorts of shenanigans and tomfoolery.
Right?
That's
if we want to be like pedantic, it's a chimpanzee, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But I just remember that being a pretty big deal at the... I remember it fondly from being a little one.
Nice. Currently, I like the way this field's all broken up. Are you a fan of this?
I'm a fan of it, but I'll tell you one thing. I'm working way too hard over here trying to keep up with what's going on.
Yeah, because Talladega is a different monster every week. Like you could have, all 40 cars in a clump the whole time.
Yeah.
Or this happens where you get a multiple green flag pit stops and you get groups of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars going in and they all come out in different speeds and pit at different times. And they're not clumped together anymore. So currently focused on Josh Metallic in 7th place, leading John Godfrey, Chuck McClure, and Joe DeSpirito into the tri-oval. Coming up on some lap traffic there, Billy Alisar and the 45 Batman car driven by Tom Dixon, they're going to need to yield, as that lead pack is way quicker. So Tom will, as you see, move over, let them pass. Tom is currently being scored. Where is Tom? He's currently in 22nd when he went by the stripe. 1 lap down. If a yellow flag... a blown engine up front. Who is that?
Oh.
That's 7-Eleven of John.
He's off to the side.
That's
which you
horrible.
hate to see it.
That's going to bring out a yellow, possibly. Yeah, yellow flag is up.
Fortunately, if there was anything good from that he was off to the side. He put himself up to the wall pretty quick as soon as he knew what happened and saved from being more of a wreck. And also there wasn't like a super tight pack, but that you hate to see that go on a technicality like that, because that's just the game throwing something at your way, right? Like that's the game saying, you know what? You've had enough good luck for 3 races, and we decided at this point your game's over.
You can see the flag man up here with my mouse. I'll circle him. You see him up at the top right there. That flag man holding the red flag currently means the pits are closed. So drivers will not be able to enter the pits until he changes it to green, which means that just gives the pace car enough time to get out and slow the field down. Okay, so now I would imagine all these drivers will pit.
That would be, makes sense,
and
right?
And we'll get them to the end on fuel. Because it's about a 17-lap pit window, and we are currently about 10 laps to the finish. And see, an engine failure like that, it's horrible, but the field was strung out like that, so that could have been a lot worse. If you get a motor that explodes in the middle of a, pack, like a 25-car pack, I mean, it's really tough for that guy to get out of the way. So let's focus on Godfrey now. It looks like that engine pops just as he's coming down the back straightaway headed for turn 3, right behind Josh Metallic being pushed by Chuck McClure and Joe DeSpirito. And right there, you'll see the engine go, boom, just dusts McClure. Fun fact, too, if you are racing in car view, that Chuck McClure being right behind him, driving straight into that black cloud of smoke, you have to go. He would probably have to go into the pits to get a tear off.
Absolutely,
because your windshield will turn black, and it actually collects grime. So if you race in cockpit mode, most guys on tracks like this won't, because these are pretty high-speed super speedway tracks. They'll race on the roof or in a chase view just so they can see more stuff. But if you are in cockpit, an incident like that would definitely make you blinded. It would make your windshield extremely dirty. And you go into the pits and get some service, and they'll pull a tear off, and you can see again. I believe I can see. Yeah.
We got
my windshield used to be dirty. Oh man, am I singing?
That's a Blaine Donlin original. Normally you have to pay money for that.
I was singing
to an original.
Yeah. You know what, everybody? I was not using my diaphragm. I was using my vocal cords, and that hurts. That's
hard
why
to sing when you're sitting down.
It
your
doesn't
diaphragm
matter.
is all crushed. You gotta stand up and you gotta stand up loud.
You could just end the sentence. It's hard to sing because I'm me and I don't sing.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Okay. Sign me up, Metallica. Yeah.
Remember that time we were in an airport bar and you started singing "You Lost That Love and Feeling" and then you tried to win that girl over?
Those were the days. We were like 14 when we did that.
Yeah. How'd we even get in there?
I don't know, man.
Lax bars.
Yeah. Yeah. We were everything handsome, I knew. That's the thing.
Everything I knew about wooing ladies, I learned from Top Gun. Hello, I'm going to play a piano and sing a cheesy 80s song for you. Maybe even 70s. I can't remember when that was a game.
Pretty close.
But a little bit of YouTube chatter. We got everyone's cheering. We got some people cheering for Billy in the 26. Save tires and fuel and move in for the kill soon. I like it.
The 26?
Aggressive play, but yeah.
Let's find the 26. Where is he? There he is, currently scored in 22nd.
We got another supporter out for Mr. Godfrey in the comments as well, too. So
that's too bad, though. Godfrey's engine blew up.
Right?
Yeah.
Tough luck, Mr. Godfrey, is what it says, and that is indeed tough luck. And it's just a lousy way for it to happen. But she in an otherwise good race. But I mean, I guess it adds to the realism of the game, right? Which is one of those things like, yeah, you can lose a gear. You can, in fact, lose a piston because your engine is doing like a ridiculous amount of work to keep running like that. Like these machines are incredibly like fine-tuned. It doesn't take much for one thing to be off and the piston's gone, or you blew a gear because you switched wrong.
Yeah, if you shred a gear here, you kind of want to shred first because you're running wide open all day long. So if you're going to shred something, shred first because at least you can still get off the pits in second and get the car back up to speed.
Get a little bit of a shove out of the...
Yeah, if you burn fourth, you might as well just retire because you need fourth. You can't do it on third. You could do it on third for a little while, but the engine will overheat because it's running too high RPM. It'll run like 9,500 RPM. It'll blow up. Currently focused on the 26 Flintstones mobile of Billy Ellisor headed to the pits. Every driver will probably pit in this yellow flag sequence. See that right there? Our little buddy here. He has his green flag out now.
Okay, and we are now on lap 67. So is this the same as before? We're on less than 10 laps, so we are raced back to the yellow if that is occurring again?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm learning about racing, and I'm sharing it with the world.
This is how the league operates. Because this game was made in 2003, NASCAR used to race back to the yellow flag all the time. They changed that rule because it's safer to just freeze the field when the yellow comes out. So what happens here, they do that same thing. When the yellow comes out, they freeze. Everybody just kind of slows down where they are, holds their positions. Pace car comes out, gathers everybody up, and we're good. However, when we get within 10 to go to the checkers, which is now where we are, 9 left, if the yellow flag does come out, nobody will lift. They will race back to get the yellow at the start-finish line. So it makes for an exciting finish. If the race does end under yellow, that way at least it's still a race. That's why they do that.
Okay, well that makes sense.
You don't want to lift and like have it end under yellow when you could have raced the guy. So that's why they do that 10 under 10, race it. Because at least that way, if it is like, if there's 3 laps to go and the yellow comes out, the race is going to end under yellow. So that might as well be the checkered flag.
I see.
So yeah, for people watching at home, they're watching your ticker across the screen. Is Ken Roberts still on the track? Ken Roberts is still on the track because it's showing him 28 laps down, and he's parked in his pit stall.
Huh.
Because he's currently 28 laps down, and there's cars in front of him that are actually out of the race. Robert Breedlove, Larry Windham, and John Godfrey have recently retired from the race. The 711, the 09, and the 931 are out. Ken is still technically running, but not moving. I wonder why. I wonder if that's... I'm going to try to get back on him again. Yeah, he's just staying there. There's not enough laps, though. If he's 28 laps down, he'd have to run... Yeah, he can't pass any of those cars. As the pace car parks it, we are back to green. That's strange
You can
about
tell
Ken.
the way that sound just cranks up. Just checking on the GoFundMe page, up to $76.32 out of $10,000. You know what? That's been amazing. A lot of people have been donating from like some time now, months, 6 months ago. But as of this evening, $76.32 US dollars raised out of 10,000, and that's from 57 donors, which is amazing. Plus, not including tonight, everybody who sponsored a car. Oh, excuse me, pardon me, I'm getting
and those
choked up
payments
here.
haven't come in yet. The payments haven't come in yet for the people that have bid on cars, because that's that'll be a finalized list.
Yeah,
and
so that will be
you need to
exciting
know
to
how
see.
much money you need to send in. So
Right, but no, we're looking forward to seeing that, seeing what we can throw together. But that's awesome to see.
Lap
you know what,
number
like I say,
70 about to begin right here. So 6 to go. They're trying to go 4 wide here, dude. Are you joking me,
four
boys?
wide. Look at
they are 4 wide going into turn 1.
up
That's
on the
Jeffrey
top where all the
Elliott.
loose- that's where the junk is.
That's where the dirty stuff lies. They're getting it sorted back down to 3. Jeff is pushing this. They are pushing
He's holding
Jeff.
firm.
He's 3 wide now, but it was 4. Ooh, Donnie trying to take that high spot. Not enough room.
No, that was
okay,
close.
now
though,
it's
thank
getting
goodness.
serious.
All right, now there's sure that, you know what? We were friendly.
Yeah.
But
remember I was saying we were going
Not
for a friendly
anymore.
Saturday night drive, but wait until there's 15 or less to go. These guys are going to start racing each other. 2 lines have formed. They're a little bit spaced out. Currently in helicopter view to get the wide angle of this. Flip her back down here. Some TV cable cameras. Dan Level in the 388 there in that orange car. We're currently focused on him because he's kind of middle of the pack. Kelly Causey in that black 53 with the big white circle on the door. The man who got this whole event rolling a month and a half ago or so. And he's making a push up the inside, dude.
Kelly, we can't say enough good things about him for putting this on tonight and for including us in it as well. Just happy to be a part of it, and what a selfless thing to do all around. Fantastic.
He asked me if it would be possible, and I said yes.
100% yes.
Painstakingly working on this thing. A lot of work done by him. He's switching lines up to the middle. The middle line, Kelly Causey in the 53. In front of him, Dan Level, Greg Level, Joe DeSpirito, Josh Metallic. The 4 of Brian Schilling, entire pack currently being led by the 83 of Tim Nofska. This is an all-star team, everybody in this race. And this might be an all-star finish.
I was going to say it's shaping up to be an all-star finish. Keeping this thing green, we would like less 4 laps to go. And
we will stay locked on this front pack here. I'm currently focused on the 24 car because he's going to be the best vantage point to see the most stuff.
Okay, I'm on the 88 of Greg Lavelle, so I'm watching him and just seeing what's going on. But same thing in the front of the pack, just a little bit further behind, but just in case anything juicy happens back here. A little bit of a jockeying.
Yep, that top line
24. 51
secure.
is giving them a firm push on the bottom line.
That's Grant Wesley. He's another high caliber racer. He's got quite the setup. He had some wheel issues. His house got hit by lightning a couple weeks ago, burned out his wheelbase.
That's right. So he was, but he was able to get back in. Thankfully, one of his buddies had a spare wheel or something that they weren't using at the time.
And
so
he ordered a new one.
Oh, so he's on the new one now. I hadn't even found out. Nice. Well, that's good to hear. You know what? That sucks. Talk about an act of God that's happening, just lightning hitting your house and blowing your stuff up. So I'm guessing now he's probably got himself a good surge protector.
I would hope so. Yes, I do. And you should too.
Right. Brought to you by our sponsor, SurgePro.com. No, I'm just kidding. We don't have any sponsors.
No, we don't do that.
But if we did, that's who we would only sponsor people that we approve, and we wouldn't give you that, cash for gold nonsense, or, some of those over-the-counter Viagra pills. We wouldn't sell those either. We're a very high caliber crew here at Tire Nation TV.
Yeah, we have a research and development department that makes sure everything is legit. Oh my, Grant is getting loose.
Oh.
Garrett into the wall. This will be raced back to the line, and this will be for the win. So we won't look at that right now. Brian Schilling.
Go back to that.
Will Brian Schilling be able to get Nofsker?
They're pushing.
Nofsker is in the Budweiser 83 is not in the spot you want to be coming to the checkered flag right now. It's not the checkered flag yet, but this is going to determine the winner of the race.
No, I'm surprised no one's flipped a little bit more because no one's joining the 088 or the 3. Oh, there they go. Joining the bottom line.
If anybody's making a move, it has to happen now. That top line is coming, led by Josh Metallic. This is going to be close, dude. This is going to be really, really close. Josh Metallic making a run, but he's not going to get him. Tim's going to win it.
83's got that. Congratulations. What a race. A green flag finish. And down to the nose of the car. That was a heck of a challenge.
My heart.
Don't forget to take your pills.
Man, Josh Metallic in the 39 got a wicked push coming off of turn 4 and almost had Tim.
That was a fantastic finish for what you would hope to see on any kind of night, especially tonight, give them a good show. And everyone came out tonight with that whole purpose in mind, was to give everybody a great show. And what a show they did. There were some crashes, some spectacular wrecks, and you know what? Some yellow flags and a finish like that, right?
Lots of pit strategy, too.
There was.
A lot of really great green flag pit stops that really broke the entire field up. And Tim Nofsker at the line. So we actually have one more lap before the actual checkered flag comes out. So I'm going to rewind this right now and replay that for you. Let's do spectator camera. I will go into super slow motion mode here at just before the stripe so you guys can see how close this actually was.
Just look at the distance they close already. Like from that far out, like they're a good 2-3 car lengths. All right, they shuffle over. Again, I'm watching the replay, so I'm seeing what the folks at home are seeing on the quasi live replay.
Caught him by a wheel. But what we should do is go back on Josh and watch that push that he was getting from who's beside him. That's Grant Wesley pushing him. He gained a lot of positions, man, from that push from Grant. It was wild because they were coming. Let me see here. So we could get on a different camera angle here and watch from Josh. He makes the move to the outside line. And he's got Wesley right behind him in that white car. And Wesley just knows what to do. Just latches right onto that rear bumper of Metallic. And almost got him to the win. Fantastic.
Valiant effort, if there ever was one. Like, you know what?
Yeah.
Football's a game of inches, but I was going to say millimeters, but nowhere.
Do you want to... we're back to live mode here. Did you want to throw that checkered flag to Tim?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Sorry.
There it is.
Might as well get back to
Your
him.
winner and still champion, the number 83 of Tim Nofsker. Oh, he's doing a burnout. That's how you do it at Talladega.
Who had Tim on the car purchase? Do you have that on the list? I had that pulled up before, but I don't know where that is. I was going to say, shout out to whoever backed him on that, because that's always exciting when your guy wins.
56 to the podcast.
Hey, I think we got Jeff coming through the door here.
What an awesome finish, man. You there, Jeff?
I am here. Can you hear me from the vehicle, sir? I'm still on pit road.
You're actually in the booth, so yes, we can hear you.
Oh, good. I got the booth. Are you ready for the factoids, man, Mr. Bob Dixon?
Mr. Dixon is always welcome in the broadcast booth for some factoids.
10-4. I'll be right back, guys.
We are very fortunate to have Bob Dixon in here with all
Tim's
these
burnout, dude.
Oh no, I'm watching it. Sorry, I didn't want to comment because I'm saying we're more than lucky to have Bob Dixon with us with the Talladega crew, because he always pulls up these awesome factoids and he has the racing things. But yeah, this may be the burnout of the racing season. Even though the season finished up last week, I've never seen a burnout like this.
This burnout, he's doing the whole front straightaway. This is amazing. He's laying ribbons, as they say.
Yeah, right. And
maybe we shouldn't make Bob wait. I mean, Tim's going to blow his tires up before he stops doing this, so we'll let Tim do this. While Bob, the floor is yours with the factoids. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, Brad, so much. Factoids of the night: top 5 fastest lap. Honorable mention goes to Jeremy Jeffries. 5th place goes to Billy Elliser. Billy did a 47.673 second lap. That's 200.869 mile per hour, lap 34. All the top 7 laps were on lap 34. That was special. Number 4 was Seth Cole. Seth did a 47.668 second lap. That's 200.890, lap 34. 3rd was Josh Metallic. Josh did a 47.656 second lap. That's 200.940 mile per hour, lap 34. 2nd was Jason Scheck. Jason did a 47.655. That's 200.945 mile per hour, lap 34. And the fastest lap of the night, and the only guy to hit 2:01, is Craig Hagley. Craig did a 47.534 second lap. That's 2:01.456 mile per hour, lap 34.
I must say, Bobby, that's a guy to watch out for the future of NASCAR right there. Good job, Craig.
Yep. Okay, most laps led. Tim Nosker led 34, Joe DeSpirito 31, Greg Lovell 4, Jeffrey Elliott 1, Rodney Sullins 1, Jeremy Jeffries 1, Kelly Causey 1, Craig Hagley 1, Grant Wesley 1, and Jason Scheck 1. And that's your factoids of the night.
As always, thank you for the factoids, Bob. What a great race that was. What a great finish.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Always appreciate it.
Yep, I got too much damage from that that wreck.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it hurt my motor a bit. I couldn't keep up. I appreciate you forecasting there and televising.
No, man. Again, thanks a lot for letting us use your facilities. It's always a fun time, and this was a fantastic race. It couldn't have been any better.
Right.
Okay.
Just happy to be part of it.
I'll go up myself.
Thanks, Bob.
All right. Thank you.
All right, guys, I'm in the booth with you now. Ooh, let's go find that 3rd place, Brian Schilling.
3rd place of Brian Schilling on his way to the Tarnation Tower. The number 4, Brian Schilling, in the booth. Good evening, man. Wow, what a finish that was. We were kind of hyper calling that thing live. What did it look like from your angle? You had a lot of people rooting for you in the YouTube channel, in the live chat.
Yeah, it was a little crazy. Just more mirror driving, just trying to watch what was happening behind. I didn't plan on trying to pass the 83 at that point, it was just I didn't have the run or anything. So Tim's a good friend of mine, and I was happy, just running where I was basically at that point.
Yeah, what was some great under the green flag condition pit stops really broke that whole field up. Like, were you planning on different strategies maybe? Because we kind of had these multiple packs of like 4, 5, 6 cars strung out around the track. Was that going to affect the pit lane strategy coming to the end?
I would have liked to try to latch on. I wanted to stay out like a lap or 2 extra and try to grab onto one of the lap car groups. We weren't going to get there in time to try to do something a little different. But it was a thought. It just didn't. The cars didn't fall that way.
Yeah, there's a lot of space out there, and it was fun to watch. So I like calling a broadcast where all you guys are stuck together, but it's also very fun to watch these kind of little races that are going on. And even the engine letting go on the 7-Eleven, it could have been so much worse if he was in a major pack full of cars. So the fact that nothing happened, the yellow came out just because he dusted the track with black cloud. It stacked everybody up for a great finish. I guess that's all that happened there, unfortunately for John.
Yeah, for sure. Unfortunate for him.
So did you have any shout-outs you want to toss down here?
Yeah, just want to thank all of the admins over here for, putting this on. Kelly Causey, big thank you for inviting me to this. It's an honor to be considered to that, to be respected, to be asked to run this. Thank you everybody that came out. Thank you guys for, putting this on. Shout out to Lindley. But yes, thank you everybody.
Awesome, man. Well, yeah, that was a great race, and definitely thanks for coming down and racing, because we can't do it without cars, and there was 40 of them in here today, so that's a blast. But yeah, I'm done speaking, so have yourself a fantastic evening. Hey Jeffrey, do you want to say anything? Brad?
Real quick, I just want to say thanks, Brian. I think this is the first time we raced together, and it's always a pleasure to race with the RTG guys. So thanks for coming out Talladega Nights, man. It's good to see you, and you had a good race. Good job.
Yes, thank you for putting this on.
All right, buddy. Thanks. Brad, anything?
No, just echoing what these gentlemen have said. Thank you for showing up tonight, and like I say, an honor and a great privilege it was to be a part of this race. And speaking for myself as well, but good racing out there, and it was a treat to watch and a treat to call. So good to have you out here.
All right, we'll wrap this up, and I'll go chase down that number 2 guy. I believe that was it Josh? I believe
Josh Metallic. Yep. Thank you, Brian, for
Thanks,
coming
Brian.
down and talking to us.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you guys.
Hey, just want to give a quick update while we're waiting on Jeff to bring him back. We are currently sitting at $77.82 on the GoFundMe. This is amazing. What is showing tonight? It's not even including the cars that were sponsored tonight, but this is a huge shout out and thanks to everybody watching and everybody participating tonight, because we just sit here and talk a bunch of nonsense while some professionals drive, and we're just fortunate enough to be in this position, and I'm fortunate that Blaine invited me to be part of this. But a huge thank you to everybody involved and everybody who threw whatever it was, $10, $5, whatever you had. It's all, every bit counts. And so
it seemed to gain like $400 or $500 over the course of the race, not to mention the I think it's over 1,400 that we did on people bidding on cars.
Nice.
So that hasn't been paid yet. So it looks like we might have got them over $8,000.
Oh, easily. Well, right now we're just shy of 7,800. So that's plus what there is. It'll be a little bit short of the total 10,000 goal, but you know what? It was amazing and fantastic nonetheless, just to see everybody. You know what? You do what you can, and that's all that anybody would ask. So amazing, just fantastic to be a part of this. I think Jeff was bringing down second place.
Josh. Yep. He's in here waiting patiently. Josh Batalik for 39 all the way from Rolling Thunder Gaming, man. Good to have you here, buddy.
How's it going?
Oh, not bad. What a finish, dude. We were having a heart attack watching you almost get an Oscar at the line. That was crazy push from Grant.
Yeah, I had a lot of help at the end there, and I saw the high line coming. You know, I saw the yellow come out, and I was like, well, it's now or never, and I didn't have a lot of help on me. I don't think at the time. I think people were fanning out, and honestly, I didn't know who was who. I mean, different numbers, different paint jobs, and I see the high line coming. I kind of creep up. I'm like, I don't know if I'm clear or not, and I don't know if he checked out just enough or if I cleared him on my own. And then, I got to push through the tri-oval, and if that finish line's closer to turn one, then the 39's in victory lane. But
yeah,
great job, Tim, and it was a fun finish.
Yeah, what a wild finish. We love watching stuff like that. I mean, it ended under yellow, but that turns into the checkered, and you guys were lined up to just, to make something like that happen, and it was a wild run to the stripe, man. And like you said, all you needed was a couple hundred more yards, and you'd have had it.
Yeah, and I got lucky with the yellow. I didn't hit a great pit stop, and kind of got dusted, and was back in a smaller group. Cars were damaged, and I was relegated to 7th, 8th place, and then the guy behind me blows up. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And I got a second shot at it, and did everything I could. Tried to do it clean, but tried to steal it from Tim.
Yeah, we gotta always try to steal it. And being in first place is never comfortable coming down to that final corner. But was there any shout-outs you wanted to give to anybody?
Yeah, obviously to Lindley. I know she's watching. Hopefully she had a good time watching this. We tried to put on a good little show. And Kelly Causey, he invited me to do this, and I told him I didn't know what my plans were for the weekend. And in the last minute, I let him know, hey, I can do it. And then Rodney Solons, who painted up a car for me right away. Jeffrey, Chris, all the Talladega Nights guys for putting it on, obviously. And all the donations. I mean, I've been in races before where they do tribute races, and I've never seen this much money raised for something like this. So everyone that put time into it, put money into it. I know a lot of people worked hard on this, and I got to go out and have fun. So deeply appreciative, and humbled to be up here.
Yeah, man, thanks for coming out. It was awesome to see you guys out here, like RTG represented in full force.
Fantastic.
Today. And yeah, for you guys to be able to make time to come over here and do it's great, because that's not a small league. So for you guys to find a spot to come down here and throw some tires on the track, and what a fantastic finish. Thanks for coming down, man. Jeffrey, did you want to say anything?
Oh, I just always want to say it's awesome to have Josh come out here and hang out with us at Talladega Nights and mingle with your fellow drivers and maybe some new ones. But it's always a pleasure, man. What a great finish, second place. That's awesome. Yeah, the caution kind of worked out in my favor as well. But tough, there's some heavy hitters in this race. It's tough, man. But you only learn from the best, and you're one of them. So thanks, Josh.
Hey, I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
All right, buddy. Anything, Brad, you want to throw at Josh?
No, just great racing out there. It was a treat to watch it, and thanks for coming out. And again, just fantastic finish. Can't get over that. My heart's still just finally starting to calm down. I might need to go have a nap after this or something. I'm not sure.
And thanks to you guys too. I forgot to mention you, Blaine, you, Brad, Tarnation TV for doing this too. You guys put work into it as well. So thanks again.
Thank you,
it's
sir.
all good. Huge team effort, and just fun to be part of it.
All right,
thanks,
man.
Josh. Have a good night, bud.
Thanks, Josh. Have a good night, bud.
Yep.
Thank you.
Later on.
Josh Batalik, second place winner. We got to go find some Tim Nofsker action.
You know what? Find a few minutes with Tim Nofsker, because I'll be right back, but I'm going to go get him for you. The champ of tonight's race is Tim Nofsker.
Yeah, the donations on the GoFundMe up to over $7,000, almost $8,000, and now
pushing 8
with all the bids on the cars that'll be paid over the night and then the next day. It'll be over 8,000, so that's really cool to see that. But in the booth right now, Tim Nofsker, driver of the 83 car, leader of the most laps this evening with 34. I don't know, man. Josh Batalik giving you a run for your money. You got him by a bumper at the line.
Yeah, Josh and I race every week over at Rolling Thunder Gaming, and he had a hell of a run.
So what was the pit strategy looking like? Because it was a lot of good green flag pit stops, broke the field up quite nicely. Unfortunately, John Godfrey's engine let go and stacked everybody back up again. Was there a plan of how you guys were kind of running in that little 5, 6, 7 car pack to get to the end? And did that kind of throw a wrench into your plans, that late yellow?
Well, usually, if you got a breakaway, you want to, try to limit the amount of cars that are going to be settling the thing at the end. So I figured everyone would stay in line until maybe that 5-4 to go. The caution definitely threw a wrench in the plan.
So there's another question about the burnout. It looked like your engine blew up at the end of that.
Yeah, I used her up.
Well, you don't say.
Yeah, I'm thinking Brad was saying he's going to use up the tires, and then right when I was saving the replay, that white smoke turned to black smoke, and I went, you know what? Tim blew the motor up.
The tires. I was amazed you had the fuel left after all that. Honestly, I guess the last pit probably still helped. You had a few laps left in you, but that was good. That was the burnout of the season. I would say of all the races, that is the burnout, the definitive one.
Yeah, that was a special event burnout.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, that was great. Doing almost the whole entire tri-oval, just dropping ribbons down on there. It was amazing. What was the fuel situation like? You were probably about 5 or 6 to the good.
Yeah, I was about 1 or 2 laps to the good if we'd went green all the way in, but the caution obviously padded that situation. Right,
cool. Was there any shout-outs you wanted to throw down? Do you have anybody watching this thing live? Because there's a lot of chatter in YouTube. And anybody want to say hi to?
I do. First of all, I'd like to thank Kelly Causey. He invited me to this race, and he's definitely a top-notch guy. It's such a great cause. It's a little bit difficult with the situation, but he selected me and a few of the other guys to run this race, so I'm thankful for that. I'd like to give a shout out to Lindley, Joey's daughter. I know Kelly said that she'd be watching, and my thoughts and prayers go out to her and her whole family, but hopefully she enjoyed the show. I'd also like to give a thank out to Jeffrey Elliott and Talladega Nights for letting us run over here. It was a top-notch race with very few interruptions. It was a few cautions. It was great. I've got to give a shout out to Brian Schilling and Josh Metallic. They're kind of I run with them every week, and without them, I couldn't have maintained that lead at the end, especially Brian coming up and helping me get to the finish line. I also would like to thank Jason Scheck. He's the one that created the paint scheme and painted it for me. It was kind of a weird idea I had, but I think it looked okay. He did a great job. The concept was maybe questionable, but the paint job was awesome. And then I've also got to give a shout out to my daughter Lexi, and her husband Dan, Chloe, the granddaughter, and Jackson, my grandson. I know Lexi was watching tonight, and she texted me right after the race. She was pretty excited, so that was pretty cool. But hopefully donations are up, and hopefully we can. I think we've surpassed the goal, so it was just a privilege to be a part of it.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun to watch. Yeah, the paint scheme was cool. I never even thought to mention that. It's the Dale Earnhardt Senior-Junior combo.
Yeah, it was kind of a concept. We didn't know how we were going to pull it off, and normally I run the 088, but that number, believe it or not, was already taken. So I decided the 8 and the 3, why not do kind of a Earnhardt tribute car. So I kind of came up with the idea, and Jason Scheck made it happen.
That's cool. I didn't know Jason Shuck was on the list of painters. We did not mention him at the start. So yeah, that's awesome work because that's a really neat kind of the way it blends together from senior to junior with the 8 and the 3. That's really, really cool. Brad, did you want to say anything to Tim?
Not so much. I mean, fantastic race out there. What a treat it was to watch the end of it. Blaine, you were talking earlier about the Tarnation TV curse, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say there's a Tarnation TV blessing because I'm looking at the standings here of who sponsored who, and I see one Mr. Blaine Donlin for sponsoring the number 83 on this list of sponsors here. So I'm thinking maybe, I don't know if you had some pull in this. Did you have some of that goose grease in the axle?
Did I not get outbid on that?
No, I mean the last list that you sent me a picture of. Now maybe you did.
What? Maybe I thought I got outbid on Tim.
No, I'm looking at right now at the last one you sent me. The update was 83 and it has your.
I thought I got outbid.
I think the last one
bid on me.
6:30 was the last one. I didn't see the last bid one myself, but
I'm not sure what time you sent this to me. This
yeah,
was at 11:06.
I had Tim and I had Seth and Shelly, my wife, had Jessica Shelton, and I thought I got outbid on Tim.
Oh,
that's
no,
pretty awesome. That I totally wrote it off because I thought somebody outbid me.
Well, you should look again. This is when you sent me this at 11:06 a.m. So that would have been 3 o'clock your time. We could do some math.
No, you never know. Never know. Hey, Tim.
Let Jeffrey do the interview here. I'm going to have to look some stuff up.
Check out your stats there, Blaine. Hey, Tim, Buffalo Bills, Tim. Am I right on that, Mr. Buffalo?
You are 100% right. Go Bills.
You know, I've been blowing you up for a year to come out and race with us, and you came out a few team races, and you know, it's always a pleasure to have the best of the best come out here. Kelly picked a good group of drivers, and we did this for a reason, and I hope we gave the fans what they wanted. And you know, you lead from example. You're one of the best out here at Talladega, and I'm so honored to have you out here at Talladega Nights, Chris and I, and my staff. So appreciate it, man. Great finish. Anybody would have won. It would have been great, but you know, you're the winner tonight, and thanks for coming out, man. It's always a pleasure.
Well, I appreciate it, and I love running your series. It's just my weekends tend to be pretty hectic. Actually, I'm watching my grandchildren this weekend, so my wife had to do the kid wrangling while I kind of scooted downstairs and do my thing. But yeah, it all worked out. I don't think she pulled all her hair out yet.
There you go. That's no small feat.
Well, thanks a lot again. I'll let Blaine wrap this up. But
yeah, I was just gonna.
All right, and I appreciate you guys at Tarnation TV for putting this thing on. So thank you.
Thanks, good Tim. You come out.
Yeah, Brad, you rascal! I was right. I did get outbid on Tim. I did have Tim, and I got outbid by Angela Casanave. I hope I said that wrong. She dropped $50 on Tim, so she wins the swag.
There you go. So you know what? I was working off of bad information. You guys sent me. I hadn't found the link. That was the one you sent me like at noon today. So I'm like noon my time.
Kelly texted me the final locked in bids. So yeah. Anyway.
Okay. I didn't get that.
I threw down like 20, and she put down 50. So she had me beat.
That's fair.
Congratulations, Tim. I guess we'll let you go because apparently you're supposed to be babysitting and being a responsible adult. You decided to play
they're long asleep by now, but I appreciate everything you guys do. So thank you.
Thanks a lot, Tim. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks for coming out.
Oh, you rascal, Brad. I thought I won.
Rascals.
Oh, I know.
And see, I think that just spoiled what we're going to do with Kelly because he actually had the winner. But because I have the actual locked-in final bidding, and looking at this post that he made, I'll just read it. Kelly Causey posted to the Team Elmo Facebook page. Great job, everybody. We almost made $2,000.
What?
Almost made $2,000. So the final number on tonight's cars being bought.
Yep.
So the cars in this race, people bid on the cars, and the bids went up and up and up. Highest bidder has to pay the toll. $1,945.19.
No way. Get out of here.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
we were $60 short of busting $2,000.
So what was it now? It was your final was. So we're on the GoFundMe right now. Since we were speaking before, we are people are still throwing money at it, and we're up to $78.62 on the GoFundMe. site out of the $10,000 goal, right?
Some of these people may have been donating to that since this is now final for the bidding on the cars. But that's wild, dude. We almost generated $2,000. I mean, Kelly did such amazing work putting this event together. And
Blaine, I just want to let you know, I brought the whole party down here for you to talk to Chris Elliott, and David Cannon was part of this race. I'd like to bring him down in this, and also Buckshot, the one that put everything together with all of us. So there you go.
Awesome.
Mr. Cannon, the owner of Rolling Thunder Gaming, man, awesome to see you out there. Unfortunately, had to retire from the race.
Yeah. I had so much damage, and that I tried to keep up. I couldn't keep up, and I was just falling back. And it's no fun when you're sitting there riding by yourself and stuff. So I just decided to jump out and just watch it. And man, it was a blast watching it. You know. Thank you.
Yeah, I was getting hungry looking at your car. I mean, Domino's Pizza. Am I right?
Yeah, right. Hey, let's do it. Crank it up so I can order some pizza.
Yeah, we need a 2-minute break.
Kelly did a great job. Like I said, just like the other guys, I was honored to be asked to come and join this, and it was a fun race. You know, I mean. While I was there, it was great. I was great. I mean, great finish, man. Could you ask for a better finish?
Right?
You know?
No. Wild finish. 0.3 seconds between second and first. The top 10 was within a second and a half of each other. Just a wild finish right down to the stripe. But yeah, man, thanks for coming out and racing. It was great seeing that number 3 out there.
Yeah, anytime. Like I said, it was a lot of fun. I finally, I've been wanting to donate now for a while, and I didn't, like I said, I'm not on Facebook, and so nothing's coming our way, and stuff like that. And when I got off and I was in there, I seen it, so RTG was able to give a little, but it was awesome. I mean,
Dave, did you get all those links I sent you?
I mean, yeah, I tell you, it's so hard to put on an event like this, and you guys really pulled it off, and so, man, great job. I hope you do it every year for this gentleman and the family, and stuff like that. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, we definitely are. We're going to let Buckshot talk a little bit about that. Chris Elliott, would you like to chime in on anything?
Well, good morning. It's still evening. Yes, I just want to say thanks to everybody that put this on, Carnation TV, and Jeffrey worked his butt off. All the admins did it. Jeffrey was working night and day for a month and a half, and so was Kelly and Blaine, and it was a lot to get together, and I appreciate it, the hard work, but it's well worth it, though. It really was great to see everybody out here tonight and having a good time.
15th place finish, man. That was exciting all over the place tonight, eh?
Well, I wish it would have been better to be a top 10, but, top 15, that's, I think I started 30th, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I qualified, of all the qualifiers, I qualified last, I think.
You were 30th,
yeah, and the rest of the field didn't qualify. So, I was the worst qualifier, I think. I'm terrible at qualifying. But, and then at the end of the race, that pack in front of me, I just couldn't, the pack I was with, we just couldn't catch him. We were a couple seconds behind him. But, hey, I stayed out of the wrecks and kept her pretty straight, and that was important. And the guys that were still running, I think they all had a pretty good time tonight.
Oh, that's awesome, Chris. We're brothers, and we never race together on the track. Maybe someday we will. We'll get together and work as teammates, maybe. But good to see you out there, man. You're a big part of this too. So thanks for coming out tonight for Kelly's special event. And before I throw it down to Kelly, I want to give a little kudos to Craig Hagley. He done probably Blaine, 80% of the graphics for this work for this race. So
yeah,
get on him right there. He's right here.
Yeah. Oh, is he in here? Yeah, he is. I was saying to build this broadcast up. Brad and I are responsible for getting this on YouTube, but it's not just us doing it. It's the painters were supplying the paints. And obviously getting those car files uploaded so that Craig could pull the flats off of them and then render them in Blender. And then he was emailing them to me so that I could put them in that driver introduction screen and render out these videos and stuff. So it ended up being like this just roundabout whirlwind of all kinds of people in the right spots to make this whole thing come together. So it's, yeah, the renders look great. And they all of that came from all angles too. It was a lot of people working on this one machine, and I hope it came out good.
All right, well, I'm going to watch it since we're done here. Craig, would you like to say anything on that behalf?
I just want to thank Kelly for putting this on and letting me be a part of it. And I'm thankful that I got to help and put my 2 cents in on it. And hopefully everybody enjoyed it and had a good time and a great race.
Yeah, man, I want to say this to Cannon. This guy came on a couple months ago. Wasn't racing. He's racing strong, getting better and faster, and I hope him all the success over there at RTG. He's going to be a contender. He's getting there. So, Craig, man, thanks for all your hard work, man. We couldn't do it without you.
Thank you, Jeff, and thanks for getting me started in on all this. It's helped me out a whole lot.
Yeah, man, it's like a big family. You know, we just got to stick together, work together, and we'll just keep going. And we'll end it, Blaine. We'll let Buckshot, if he didn't fall asleep yet. Man, go ahead, Buckshot.
You deserve a nap, Kelly. You deserve a nap, buddy. Holy moly, what a lot of work.
I tell you what, the bid thing this afternoon, all day today, was something, because I was having to go back and put bids and say you got bid, but it was a lot of fun and well worth it. But I just want the winner of the auction, let's go over that first. Angela Casanave, I think I'm pronouncing that right. She bid $50 on Tim, and so she will be getting the prize, the trophy, and the gift certificates. I just need her to message me on Facebook, her address, so I can get that off to her. So congratulations to her.
She outbid me on Tim, by the way. I had Tim, and she outbid me on Tim. I thought, oh man, I couldn't believe it.
That's right. She came with some muscle though. You had she came with 50.
Yeah, it was like 14 seconds. It was like 14 seconds to the hour, and she beat me by like $20.
Right. She wanted it. She knew. She's like, you know what? She got that good feeling about him. There it is.
Right, but I want to, all the drivers, man, it was unbelievable. Congrats to Tim. It's just a great group of guys, and they did a great job and great finish and all that, And once again, thank all you guys, Craig for the renders, and Rodney Sullivan's all the painters for what they've done, and Jeffrey and Bob and Chris and Ken, all the crew at Talladega Nights. I mean, y'all did an outstanding job, and especially Jeffrey, I put in a ton of time like the rest of us. And so I'm just very appreciative of the job y'all did and ran it very well tonight. Blaine and Brad, y'all are what I call top shelf broadcasting. Y'all are some of the best, no doubt, in the business, and y'all did an excellent job. And I feel very fortunate that y'all were there, and I know y'all did an excellent job. Can't wait to go back and listen to the broadcast. And I want to shout out to Cooper Calavet. I think the way you pronounce that. Cooper is the guy that does all the stuff for Joey's fundraising stuff. They're really the guy that kind of let us kind of get involved and do this, and he had no idea what we were doing, and I think I explained it to him about 3 times, and I'm not sure he understood it then. So, but he had a lot of confidence in what I was telling him, and he rode with me, and I appreciate him and what he did. But and then last,
$55 short of $2,000 on those car bits.
Nothing to sneeze at.
Jeez.
Wow.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, man. It was $19.45 and like 12 cents. It's nuts. That's just off the car. People bidding on all the cars you guys are driving. Gnarly.
Right. Yeah, that is amazing, and I think we're going to continue that next year. We're going to have sponsors next year, I think, for the cars, and then we're going to do the bidding again. I think a lot of people will understand what it's about more when they watch this video, so we can build this thing to bigger things and do a good job raising money for ALS. But last, I want to shout out to Cuz. Joey's daddy. He's 93 years old, and I hope he gets the chance to watch this. And he's in our prayers and all that. I've known Cuz a long time from when I coached with Joey. And then shout out to Lindley, Joey's daughter. I hope she has a great year next fall. I think she's going to Mississippi State, and hopefully what we did tonight will help her with some funding of that, and let her know that she had a great father that was loved by a lot of people. The thing about Joey, none of these drivers had any idea of who Joey was, and you'll be amazed at the ones that, because I was sharing everything that was put on Facebook, his journey, and it was amazing. The drivers said, "Man, I would have loved to have known Joey. I could just tell by all the pictures and listen to him talk that he was a great guy." And just let her know that she's also in her prayers. But then the last, I think, is Joey. It's kind of emotional, but he was a real good friend, and he was that guy that when you asked him to do anything, he would definitely do it. And he's going to be missed, but his legacy will carry on. He touched a lot of people's lives and all that, and we're going to continue to do this, and it's going to still have the Team Elmo name, but we'll be doing a lot of benefit for the ALS Association in the future. But that's about it there, Blaine, and I guess we could go ahead and roll off that good video you put together. That'd be great.
Yep. Stay tuned. After this, we wrap this up, there will be a video to play us out, dedicated to Joey, or Elmo, if we want to call him by his nickname. So yeah, thanks everybody, and yeah, it was a fantastic event. So well, thank all you guys, and have yourselves a good night.
Hey, thanks, Blaine. I'll pull everybody out of here, man. You guys wrap this up. Thanks to David again for coming, and Buckshot. It's our first one, man. We only get better from here. But thanks, everybody, for the donations, and we will move forward.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
On behalf of RTG, thanks a lot, guys. Really
thanks, buddy.
Yep, thanks, everybody.
Thanks for coming out.
There we go. Hey, man. Yeah, so fantastic. Thanks for helping me do this, dude. It was a riot and an absolute success. It's like almost $2,000 just off this one event.
And it was honestly just it is. I don't personally don't do a ton of charity. I have a few causes that I like to give for, but day to day I get wrapped up in my own business. And when something like this come along, and it's like, it's not even charity, but just like awareness and a good occasion. Like it's nice to be a part of it. So thank you for inviting me, and it's a great community to be involved with, and I really enjoyed this. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So I'll wrap it up, and we will play that tribute to Joey. Just again, thanks to Kelly for basically asking Tarnation TV to put this out on the YouTube station, and we had a blast doing it. And there was, of course, I'd like to thank Kelly Causey for organizing this entire event. It's a big, huge task to take this on, to get all the people in the right spots to make it work. Of course, a massive thank you to Talladega Nights for providing these racing facilities. The owners of that league, Jeffrey Elliott, Chris, Donnie, of course, Bob, for providing the communications with the team speak. That way we can all talk to each other.
Right.
Yes.
For throwing up the party of the weekend at their place, and putting us on the TVs, and everyone that was watching and bought a car, and everybody that threw whatever you could at the cause. Fantastic. That's, what, do whatever you got, little bit, every bit helps, and just awesome to thank you guys for watching and for contributing.
Yeah, and we didn't raise a little bit. I'm looking at that almost $2,000. That's a lot of money. So that'll be trickling into the GoFundMe page as the people who made those bids donate that money to the fund. Like I said, thanks to Brad, thanks to all the drivers for showing up tonight. I mean, obviously we couldn't do it with you guys and girl. It was an amazing show, and of course all the painters, Jason Scheck, Rodney Sullins, John Godfrey, Bernie
Everybody
Mobs
watching
couldn't
at
make
home.
it. Everybody watching on the YouTube channel, interacting with
Everybody
that thing.
commenting.
Mhm.
Every comment is like when you ring a bell, an angel gets his wings, and then we just our heart flutters when we see you typing in there.
Like, oh,
keep up the
person.
chatter because it's look at
Yeah.
people like us.
There's
they really
people.
like us, Blaine.
they
my.
exist. Yeah. Yeah, that's the crazy thing, man. It's like the amount of people that came together to pull this thing together, the amount of people that are watching it and advertising this thing like crazy for the past few weeks, but it's actually been in the works for about 6 weeks. You know, we haven't had, you know, our evenings have been spent building this stuff with Craig and John and Jeff and Kelly, and I don't even know what Kelly's going through because Kelly's the tip of the pyramid here.
I think he finally getting a well-deserved Sunday off.
Yeah, he gathered. Yeah, grab a beer, dude, and like go sit on the porch for 3 hours and smoke a cigar.
You've earned it.
Yeah, right? Yeah, like just he had to gather all these people, and the driver list that he came up with was phenomenal. Like, you just look down that list, and it's stacked with all-stars from the NASCAR Racing 2003 community. You know, there's not a bad driver in that. I mean, some unfortunate events happened early in the race that took a bunch of the people out, you know, with engine damage and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, things happened. It was a full ride, 38 people. And, you know, it's not always going to be super clean, you know, green to checker racing. But, yeah, lots of good green flag laps and lots of people involved making it happen. So, yeah, man. I'm gonna throw it to that video. So yeah, you got any last words? Anything you gotta say?
Just a genuine thanks for everybody. Again, because there's too many people to list, and if we miss you, then it's honestly not a slight. It's because we are barely functioning adults. But
yes, they gave us the keys to this. Who gave us the keys to YouTube to do this?
When did they say we could be responsible for this? We shouldn't be allowed to be.
No.
Like, we should probably have a license for this, or
if Google finds out this is what we use their platform to do, they're like, NASCAR race, a 20-year-old game? I'm like, hey, man,
crazy?
Like you say, next year, this would be great advertising for, you know, the fact that we raised $2,000 on the paints that were in this. You could
work with the ALS Association, right?
But even the sponsors that are on the cars, like, you know, Dave Cannon driving for Domino's. Domino's didn't sponsor that car, but maybe they should.
I just came up from the HR department of Tarnation TV.
Yep.
Because I had to go down there.
You took the elevator all the way down to the sub basement and got back up there that quick?
I did. I popped on there just to find out. And there are rumors that next year we may be live on location at Tailgater Sports Bar and Grill. Because
what
I don't
city?
know. Well, where the original Tailgaters in Mississippi.
Oh,
that's the one.
Biloxi.
Down there. Biloxi. Exactly. So you never know. We may be live on location.
How about we bring? I'm lazy though. How about we bring them to my house?
Well, that's the case too. But I was thinking maybe we could travel somewhere warm and get out of our igloos.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, that is true.
North.
Yeah, it is like -10 today.
Right. I was gonna start a fire, but I didn't want to melt my walls, and sure wouldn't mind to warm up a little bit down the south.
Yeah, we're on our way, Mississippi. Thank you, everybody down there, for watching this and participating in the broadcast.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and all the people that donated, man. Me being one of them, we all donated some money to this thing more than once.
Everybody involved, whatever the cause of the case, and your contribution, just a genuine thank you from all of us, and just fantastic. What a great evening, as much as it could be, right? Thank you.
That's basically it, man. I'll just end this off by saying, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Remember, we're pulling for you. We're all in this together. Keep your stick on the ice.
And drive safe.
And carry on, Joey.
It's surreal. It's unbelievable, but it's a testament to how much people can love one another and how you treat one another. And I'm awfully grateful and thankful and very humbled by all the forgiveness that people have done and have helped me. And praying for me. And, you know, like my little slogan is, God has a plan, and he surely does. And this is a great testament to that.